semifinal round is set to take place later today as Milwaukee gets set to face off with Indiana for a trip to the championship round. Tip-off between the Bucks and Pacers is set for 4 p.m. today. From the NBA to college hoops, after a tough loss last weekend, the Marquette Golden Eagles bounced back in a big way Wednesday night, knocking off number 12 ranked Texas by a final score of 86-65.
Kolek in the corner. He's going to try a three. You got it. Oh, baby, listen to that crowd. They've been wanting to scream. They got a chance.
With the win, the Golden Eagles now improved to 7-2 on their season. Meanwhile, the UWM Panthers lost to the St. Thomas Tommies by a final score of 75-71. And lastly, the number 3 ranked Wisconsin Badgers women's volleyball team gets set to host number 14th ranked Penn State tonight for the NCAA Regionals for the second straight year. That match is set for 7 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Taking a look at your roads, your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. That earlier ramp closure on 794 westbound near Car Ferry Road has since reopened, so we're in the clear there. 2 slow spots on the system right now. 94 eastbound from the zoo to downtown. You're seeing some slowdowns from about 70th Street all the way into the stadium. It's about a 9-minute drive from the zoo to the Marquette right now. And also 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown. That is a 17-minute drive.
Traffic is sponsored by Weninger Compressor, ready to service any facility at pressureisoff.biz. Weninger Compressor salutes business owners who put the I can in American while treating their customers right.
All of the boys at Weninger Compressor.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly sunny, a high of 50 today, partly cloudy and mild tonight, a low of just 41. 55 your Friday high with clouds on the increase. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore saying it looks more likely that rain will arrive late in the day on Friday, now into early Saturday. Rain likely all day on Saturday with a high of 50. Then the temperature drop-off begins. Mostly cloudy Sunday with some flurries possible and a high of 36. Mostly sunny and 38 on Monday. Right now in Madison, it's 36 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 35. Waukesha checking in at 37. And in Milwaukee, we've got mostly sunny skies and 39 degrees. I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 9:10.
Good morning, Wisconsin. It's WTMJ Now. News, opinions, Wisconsin. Everything you need to know in the Badger State and beyond. Come give us your thoughts on the Old National Bank talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Old National Bank. Get old. Here's your host, Steve Scaffidi.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday show. This week is flying by. Don't forget, tomorrow we're on our remotes. Capco Kids to Kids Christmas. Grafton. Yours truly will have to get up a little bit earlier for that drive. All that construction. Want to be there on time for the kids and all of you. Did you watch the debate last night? I did. I missed about 10 minutes while I was doing something else, but I watched most of it. And I'm going to make a couple characterizations of what I witnessed. And I've been reading all morning all the different reports on the take. Everyone's got a hot take or takeaways from the debate. This is the fourth one of these that Republicans have done. It's whittled down, if you can call it that, to 4 candidates: Haley and Ramaswamy, Christie and DeSantis. And it's sort of like high school debate, kind of. Like at one point, Ramaswamy holds up a legal pad of paper, with comments about, Haley. I think it was corrupt was the one he put on there. It's so juvenile. And I was having a debate with someone this morning about Vivek Ramaswamy, who called the individual, my teammate, called him like a fresh voice, a young voice, saying the things that nobody else wants to say. Well, yeah, that's well and good, but if he's saying crazy things, not as necessarily as newsworthy as if he's actually saying something significant. So I just want to give you a little flavor. We're not going to play a bunch of clips from the thing. We're going to give you a flavor of the debate last night from, again, I just sent this on to producer Charlie. Said this is kind of my descriptor of what I took away from this event last night.
Let me tell you something. That's no reasonable.
That's not my deal. That's not my deal.
Yes, it's exactly what you said. You do this at every debate.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. Okay? You say
them
this.
about how you wanna send our kids to die.
You
Go
do
for
this
it.
at every debate. You go out on the stump and you say something. All of us see it on video. We confront you on the debate stage. You say you didn't say it, and then you back away. And I want to say what?
Exactly what I said, Chris.
I'm not done yet.
Well, this
now
is
look.
This is
and here's
nonsense. This man is spewing. This man is spewing nonsense.
Let me tell you something. This is the fourth debate that you would be voted in the first 20 minutes as the most obnoxious blowhard in America. So shut up for a little while.
I'm going to respond to that. Chris, your version of
We're going to let you respond to that. We're going to let you respond to that.
I'll take that.
Finish.
I want to say something else. We're now 25 minutes into this debate, and he has insulted Nikki Haley's basic intelligence, not her positions, her basic intelligence. She doesn't know regions. She wouldn't be able to find something on a map that his 3-year-old could find. Look, if you want to disagree on issues, that's fine. And Nikki and I disagree on some issues. But I'll tell you this, I've known her for 12 years, which is longer than he's even started to vote in the Republican primary.
I love that last piece. Look, he's right. I mean, Chris Christie has zero chance of being the president of the United States. Zero chance. But is the only one on this stage for the most part, and I'm a Haley supporter at this moment, who has the guts to call it like he sees it. Vivek Ramaswamy is a byproduct of our culture. This celebration of rich guys who are loudmouths, obnoxious, know-it-alls, who get in these weird games. At one point he tried to, fact-check Nikki Haley on the provinces in a different part of the world. Anybody could pick a fact before the debate and say, if I know this and they don't know, the other candidates don't know, then I will appear smarter. It's an easy game that some people play. Nobody can know everything. No one can know every detail about every country, their leaders. It's an attempt to appear smarter than everybody else. It's what I said last week. Being a CEO means a couple things. You've been lucky at life. You've been good at what your company does, product or service. For the most part, some of it's luck, as I said. It doesn't mean you should be president of the United States. CEOs can be just as dumb as the guy next door or the woman next door. There's too much hate in Vivek Ramaswamy in my brain, to justify a vote for him. And if he's the hope for younger Republicans after going through the Trump era, and that's still ongoing as he's in a courtroom today, you get all the crazy of Trump and then loud on top of that. 855-616-1620. Phone line's wide open. For the first time in, a few days, text line is open. 855-616-1620. Text or call. Who do you think won the debates? And do any of these people have a chance to replace Donald Trump as the candidate? Make the case after this on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this. Start planning for your retirement today so you enjoy retirement tomorrow. Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 7, where Tony Drake and his Education First team discuss retirement trends, taxes, inflation, and Social Security benefits to help you achieve a more secure financial future.
Join us this week as we talk about year-end tax planning and how it can have a big impact on your retirement.
Retirement Ready with Tony Drake on WTMJ.
Beyond where you play, there's a pickleball kingdom where you can take lessons, grab a bite to eat, shop the pro shop, or join a league. Pickleball Kingdom Brookfield is the newest professional indoor facility in the Milwaukee area with unlimited access to court time. They're offering over $100 off a 3-month membership gift certificate. Don't forget this perfect holiday gift in anticipation of Pickleball Kingdom's grand opening. Pickleball Kingdom Brookfield, opening spring 2024 at the Ruby Isle Shopping Center. pickleballkingdom.com/Brookfield.
Honey, you're dusting again?
I can't keep up. It's crazy.
I don't want you to have to do that.
I hate it so much.
We need to call Capital.
What do?
They clean your ducts with high-powered trucks.
That cuts the dust?
Cuts the dust.
Because our air is only going to get worse.
Now that our windows are closed for the season, yeah.
And the holidays are coming.
We don't want everybody sneezing all over the place. I'll call them.
Already got it.
Oh.
Yeah, Capital, please save us.
Our duct cleaning technicians are standing by
to get you ready for the holidays
and save you time and trouble. That's right. Cut the dust
and breathe cleaner air.
Capital does over 1,000 duct cleanings every year.
Yeah, now is the perfect time to get your ducts clean.
Before Capital's holiday rush starts.
Let Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric save your holidays and clean your ducts today. Schedule online at callcapitalcares.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Paul Bartolotta of the Bartolotta Restaurants with the perfect gift idea for your holiday season. A Bartolotta gift card. With so many unique restaurants to choose from, Ristorante Bartolotta, Bacchus, Lake Park Bistro, Harbor House, and more. They select the restaurant, we create the memories. So purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
WTMJ Now.
Thanks for tuning in on this Thursday edition right here on WTMJ. This is WTMJ Now, the news, opinion in Wisconsin and why it matters. And I say Wisconsin, it goes well beyond our state's borders. Just the location, the physical location. We are sitting on Wisconsin Avenue in downtown Milwaukee in the great state of Wisconsin. Good to have the text line back. Lots of texts coming in. You can join us on the phone as well, 855-616-1620. Kudos for Christie because he stuck up for Nikki Haley during that whole debate as they knocked down her. A lot of texters saying that perhaps Christie at some point is going to endorse Haley. I wouldn't be surprised. He's not going to endorse the other two candidates. From the 847, the Republican debates are a joke. Trump has a nomination locked up. It's over. The GOP is simply going through the motions to give the impression they are a functioning political party. From the 920, I'm going to watch the first televised presidential debate. I believe there wasn't this type of disrespect or bullying back in 1960. That's actually an interesting point. I'm a big fan of tradition, decorum. Doesn't mean I don't like change. I do love change, and I think it's a way that we make ourselves more efficient and better and smarter. But conduct matters. If I knew somebody like Vivek Ramaswamy and had to interact with him, that relationship wouldn't last long because I think he's disrespectful. He's a loudmouth. He's obnoxious. And I understand that in this culture that we live in, those kinds of people, by some people, are appreciated and even in some cases respected and honored. Not me. Don't care for it. And I think if we allow this thing, I said last night on Twitter, I don't think they should have another debate if Ramaswamy's on the stage. It's a waste of our time, our collective time. He is not winning the nomination. He may be applying for vice president, and I think even that's a question because I'm almost certain that Donald Trump would pick a woman this go-around. Unless Ramaswamy wants to put on a wig, I don't think that's going to happen. Richard joins us from Illinois, starting us off. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Steve. How are you today?
I'm good. What do you think?
No, maybe I missed part of it. I mean, because I was flipping back and forth to Survivor and that, because basically the debate is not much more than a reality show anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ramaswamy was coming down on Haley and Christie and maybe Biden, I don't know about troops on the ground in Ukraine. Is there something I missed? I never heard about anybody sending troops up to the ground in Ukraine, but he was talking about that.
Yeah, so he's trying to make the case that Haley's just looking to send our sons and daughters into conflict, which is she has not said. But that's sort of where that's come from.
I didn't think I ever heard that, and I just whenever he gets his diarrhea, the mouth running, I always have to flip the channel off because I just can't stand to listen to him anymore. So
yeah, did you think that the fourth debate was any more helpful than the third or the second or the first debate?
I think it was worse because when I flipped it on, all I got was DeSantis and Ramaswamy like ganging up on Haley. So I think that they both had the feeling that she'd been winning the last few debates. So I think they had to try to take her out or something. That's I don't know. That's what I got. And I appreciated, Christie don't stand a chance, but I appreciated him standing up for her and defending her. And And he's the only one, like you say, that has the balls to speak his mind. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the call, Richard. I'm with Richard. There's a respect factor to me that Ramaswamy, this young, new, rebel Republican, doesn't have. He disrespects people that disagree with him. He makes stuff up. Chris Christie said it. He says something during the week, and then he denies it the next week or the next debate. From the 715. See, let's talk about the debate. If we wonder why Trump remains in the lead, it's partially because the news media, including your station, make every story about him. Do we really, though? I mean, he is the leading candidate, so should we not talk about him? I actually made a joke yesterday. I had gone quite a while without mentioning his name. And frankly, if you don't show up at the debates, other than just the idiotic comments you make when you're doing your fake rallies, I don't know that you would have relevance. Today we mentioned him because he's standing trial. First takeaway, Christie will be endorsing Haley soon, which is the best thing that could happen. Second takeaway, even though he's not my candidate, Haley is. I thought DeSantis was great, the most level-headed. Yeah, he had an okay debates. He is level-headed. He's a governor of a big state. I don't take that lightly. That's one of the reasons I support Nikki Haley is because she was a governor of a big state, South Carolina. From the 920, every person that didn't waste their time watching the debate was the winner. Yeah, you know, it's hard to, if you're not a political nerd or someone who does what I do, it's hard to justify spending the time, right? Pre-debate analysis, debate itself, post-debate analysis. I watch very little of the pre and post. A lot of people saying in the text line it's going to be Trump and Kristi Noem as the ticket for Republicans. Yeah, we'll see. I do think he's going to pick a woman. I said that about Joe Biden. I was right. Texter says, I'm starting to wonder why not Christie? He sounds better every time I hear him. I'm not disagreeing with you, Texter, but at some point the numbers, and again, polls aren't votes, but he's not even in double digits, Chris Christie, former governor of New Jersey. And at some point you run out of money. The excitement wanes. And what I love about Chris Christie, I'm not going to probably vote for him, but he is not afraid of Donald Trump. There's too many people in this country that are afraid of Donald Trump. This texter says Ramaswamy is or Ramasmarmy, I should say, is a young Donald Trump. Yeah, maybe. He certainly tries to appeal to the president. Another great debate from Nikki. She'll only lose to Trump by 30 points, so she get a participation trophy. Here's the reality of what we are talking about. And I'm going to give you my show poll in a second. You can weigh in on either the X or on our talk and text line, the old National Bank talk and text line in a second. This is about a second place that matters for this reason. As big a lead as Donald Trump has, he is facing tremendous legal challenges. We don't know at this moment the impact of all of that. Indictments are not the same thing as convictions. If, and this is a big if because we don't know yet, there's trials starting as early as March, which at one point seemed like a long time away, but it's not that long from now, 3.5 months. If Trump is convicted of something, I think it does have an impact on the race. And at some point, some of these trials, Donald Trump will be forced to sit in that courtroom every day, day after day, week after week, which doesn't allow him to mount a campaign. And that can have a real impact on the race. I don't hide the fact that I think Donald Trump is probably the worst choice Republicans to make at this moment. The funny thing is, regular voters who are participating in these polls still support Trump. Nearly every person that I talk to that's a Republican, on the show, away from the show, Republican leaders in the states, nobody wants Trump to be the nominee, but yet here we are. And I think that's the question. That's why second place matters. And at this moment, it's either going to be, for me, it's going to be DeSantis and Haley. And if anybody else is on that stage, if they have another debate, which they've been very secretive about, the RNC continuing the Trump love in their own little quiet way. I see the former president of the state of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, was tweeting about that again last night. He's the chief cheerleader for Donald Trump. He's not saying it, but that's what he's doing. And my comment to the former governor is, if you feel it, say it. Say it out loud. Don't squirm around it. Say it. Say it. You want Donald Trump to be the nominee. Be brave enough to say it. That's what you think. We'll take a break here. Your calls and texts. Texas is going to be next up from Florida. We will tee that one up after this.
More of WTMJ Now after this. For all you need to know on and off the court.
Here's a lob up top. Giannis catches the pass from Middleton and stuffs it down on another alley-oop between those two.
It's Bucks Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
The Bucks are one of the best teams in the NBA. I think Bucks fans over the last 5 years have gotten used to Bucks winning a whole bunch of regular season games.
Every Thursday at 4:45 on WTMJ. Presented by Fellow Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Best Electric.
What do you mean he's not coming in? This is our busiest time.
The mixologist at Claude's Bar is moving to Manhattan.
I'm already down 2 bar backs. No one's manning front of
Now he needs an equally cosmopolitan replacement.
How am I going to find a new bartender before New Year's Eve?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Absolute Comfort HVAC. Worst time to start asking, hey, do you know an HVAC guy? It's when your furnace already quit on you. I've got your guy, Absolute Comfort HVAC. Brent and his team offer a full furnace tune-up for just $89, or do what I did. Bundle that with the spring AC tune-up, $150 plus tax. That includes discounts on parts and equipment and no fees for emergency repairs. Absolute Comfort HVAC. They're your HVAC guy. AbsoluteComfortWI.com.
Set your independence in motion. It starts with PACE at Community Care. The program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, also known as PACE, offers complete medical and long-term care services. A team of dedicated healthcare professionals coordinates all aspects of care to support independent living as long as possible. Learn more about a community that cares. Visit joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE. That's joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE.
WTMJ Now.
Oh, yeah, let's Christmas it up a little bit. We're getting closer and closer, aren't we? December 7th today. So somebody asked me what the tweet I was talking about, the post that Scott Walker made last night, 12 hours ago. The real winner tonight wasn't anyone at Bama, Alabama. It was the guy who lives north of Boca, referring to Donald Trump. None of the candidates moved support away from the front runner tonight or any of the prior debates. And I responded, Chief Cheerleader, question mark. If you love Trump, just say you love him. It's weird because for so long, Trump supporters wanted to be so out front on that. Oh, we can't offend those Trump supporters, so we're all in, even with the crazy. It doesn't. Oh, that's just him being crazy, but we love the policy, which is one of the dumbest things you could probably say. It's not one part of a candidate or elected official. You get the whole thing. You don't get to pick and choose because one part's crazy and one part it's policy you like. That's sort of a empty argument. And I have no problem with people supporting Donald Trump. I have friends, family. There are a few politicians left in the state of Wisconsin who still want to see Trump be president again. You do you. But I can tell you that winning the nomination is not the same thing as winning the general election. And for those of us in Wisconsin who identify as Republican, I'm tired of losing. You have a chance to defeat an unpopular president, Joe Biden, if he is indeed the nominee, which all signs point in that direction. But you're not doing it with Donald Trump. Tex joins us from the great state of Florida. Hey, Tex.
Morning.
Good morning.
Ramaswamy, I see just as like a Trump Jr. Almost the same thing, just a lot younger.
Younger version.
And I like Christie the best. He pretty well really answered every question. He's to the point he has no chance, but it comes down to it, I would vote for Nikki Haley. I'm willing to vote whoever will get Trump out of there.
So in your state,
I think Nikki Haley's the best chance.
Yeah, you're in Florida, so you obviously have Ron DeSantis getting a lot of attention. Do you sense that Floridians want to vote for DeSantis over Trump? Because I don't get that sense.
The people from around here, I've seen some of the posts locally and all that, they seem to be more, I really see nothing but for Trump and really nothing else.
Interesting.
I don't see that much, but what I do see, and here it's Trump backers.
So if you're going to pick
if
you're going to pick right now, who would you vote for?
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley? All right. Thanks for the call, Tex, calling all the way from Florida. I got a lot of texts on this as well. I'll stay with it because I think it's something we need to pay attention to. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of debate on talk radio over the next, weeks and months ahead because this is the time of year where the meetings stop. There's more and more, I don't want to say lighter topics, but just generally kind of year in review topics. And as we wrap up 2023 and we look ahead to 2024, it's going to be an interesting year. One, because we have the election next year, but it's not just that. It's the trials, the Trump trials. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I'm going to restructure this 9 o'clock hour in a very unique way. We're going to spend a lot of time talking to journalists, judges, attorneys, elected officials, a wide swath of subject matter experts from the academic world on the issues that we are facing as a country. And sort of separating out the BS, which unfortunately fills the airwaves in this town and other places, and more focusing on the policy and the actual news of the day. And I do that for a couple of reasons. One, I absolutely hate the fact that journalists are under attack. And by no means is that an endorsement of every journalist, because I think one of the problems that has plagued journalism recently is the rise of advocacy journalism, where journalists come into a story with a bias and they display that bias in their reporting. I see it in the coverage of the war in Gaza. So I will try to filter that noise as I can. From the 262 on the old National Bank talking text line, I do not love Donald Trump. I appreciate what he did for the U.S. economy, the U.S. military, U.S. foreign relations. I know he'll do it again. Okay. It's the classic, I like the policy. But don't you think, Texter? And again, maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm on an island here. Shouldn't a president be presidential? I know you like the policy, but if you're a kid in America or you're a parent with a child, there used to be an aspirational, look at that, that's our president. And there was a, however far-fetched, idea that someday you could be president. Anybody out there want their kids to grow up to be Donald Trump? Minus the money part. Womanizer, saying absolutely hateful things over and over and again, targeting the disabled, not even understanding basic U.S. history. You want your kid to grow up to be Donald Trump? If I was having kids, I don't think I would want my kids to be growing up like him. From the 414, until the Republican Party gets their act together, none of this matters. So sad. Haley and Christie are good candidates. I would vote for them as a Democrat. That's the other thing here. Nikki Haley actually has support among Democrats. So if you talk about a Haley-Biden match, that's something she could actually pull off. And knowing a little bit about Nikki Haley and knowing her resume, United Nations, governor of South Carolina, working in the Trump administration, She has the conservative resume that I think a lot of conservatives would vote for. And if you ask the question in this way before we go to break here, if you asked Republican voters right at the moment they step into the polls in November of 2024, there will be some voters who will not vote for Donald Trump, even though they're Republican, because they don't like him. There's hesitations. They see his behavior. They're tired of the nonsense and the crazy. There's a lot less Republican voters who, if they had the name Haley on that ballot, would have the hesitation to, in the old days, pull that lever, or in the new days, check that box. That's the difference. That's why this matters. So you can crow all you want as a Trump supporter that he's cleaning up in the polling segment of the run up to 2024. Polls aren't votes. Voters still have a chance here. As the texter from the 414 says, other Republican politicians would have the same policies. There really are better choices. Right on points. Exactly right. We'll take a break here.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. At some point in our lives, most of us need to take medications for a health condition, but the success of that medication can be impacted by factors we might not connect with an illness. Here to tell us more about Freighter Pharmacy Services is Kama Thomas, Health Outcomes and Research Coordinator with Freighter Health Pharmacy Solutions. First of all, thanks so much for being with us. Your job is about pharmacy solutions. Tell me a little more about that.
Thank you so much for having me. Freighted Health Pharmacy Solutions ensures that the care we provide to our patients positively impacts their overall health. Whether a patient encounters us through one of our 15 community pharmacies or our award-winning specialty pharmacy or our home infusion pharmacy, we ensure that we coordinate all services for our patients, from financial assistance through our voucher program to vaccinations, offering free home delivery of their medications.
That sounds really valuable to patients, especially the voucher program. How exactly does that work?
Well, we know that one of the main factors which can impact access to medications is cost. Therefore, we understand that we have a responsibility to help address this issue. The Freighted Pharmacy Voucher Program is a financial assistance program which is applied automatically without any effort required by the patient to help reduce their out-of-pocket costs. To date, the program has saved approximately $3 million per year for our patients.
Wow, $3 million. That's impressive. Who can use Freighter Pharmacy and how do they get started?
Anyone can take advantage of our robust pharmacy services. They can visit freighter.com/pharmacy for more details and to get started. We look forward to welcoming you to one of our locations.
Kama, that's certainly a lot of support for patients at Freighter Pharmacy. Thanks so much for being with us to share that. To find out more about Freighter Pharmacy locations and their services, simply visit freighter.com/pharmacy.
It's WTMJ Now.
My show poll is up on the X, formerly known as Twitter. The fourth Republican debate was held last night in Alabama. In your mind, who was the most irritating candidate on stage? Look, and this is unscientific, but we have a lot of votes already. It's something I've been saying, and I guess I don't know what to tell you if you don't recognize this. And like I said, I had not a heated conversation, but an animated conversation with a teammate about this morning. Right now, Vivek Ramaswamy has 70% of the vote. Christie 8, DeSantis 8, Haley somehow 12. Unscientific, yes, but some people see the obvious. Now, the answer that I was provided with about why we should ignore this behavior, this is the whole thing now. We should ignore bad behavior because, the policies are great. So we're going to have another generation of kids running around emulating the bad behavior. And then we wonder why there's no standards of behavior anymore in our world, in our country. Kids emulate. They see this stuff. They see their parents acting like idiots. And then they mimic that behavior. So how you conduct yourself, the examples you set are important. From the Old National Bank talk and text line. President should be definitely presidential. If Trump is candidate, the text line's spinning. I missed that one already. Well, let me find. You get a lot of texts and a lot of. Here we go. Where is it? Wow, getting used to the new text line. I'll come back to that one. Just because no one likes Trump, we would not be in the state of the world if he was the president because he was respected. Really? From the 262. Need candidates who are calm, state facts, and have a clear plan. These debates seem like a can't say a word show, clown show. Are there any mature candidates out there? Yikes, what this world is becoming. Steve, I was following a truck today from Tulsa to Mequon. Good luck to you on the roads. The bumper sticker said, loaded with guns, short on patience. I just shook my head thinking, this is America today. So much aggression, and I believe politics, mostly MAGA disguised as Republicans, have promoted this as the new American slogan. MAGA, whatever MAGA is not a good example of what most Republicans are, even most conservatives. It's not. It's loud, it's bullying, it's obnoxious, it's the Ramaswamis, the Trumps, supporters of those individuals who take TV and radio time to spout more nonsense. Bob from Waukesha joins the conversation. Hey, Bob.
Good morning. The thing I noticed was Elizabeth Varga, Megyn Kelly, and whoever that other woman was, the debate was out of control. People were speaking over each other. They were speaking out of turn. The moderators they couldn't turn their mics off. It was like a free-for-all. And Christie was right that instead of attacking Nikki Haley, DeSantis, and Ramaswamy, they should be attacking Trump. In the first debate, the clowns, except for Christie, raised their hand that they would vote for Trump. And it's just utter stupidity that these three, Haley, DeSantis, and Ramaswamy, they're going after each other, and they don't have a chance. Trump is about 50 points ahead of them. And instead of going after Trump and his policies, which were terrible, and I don't understand how you think the $9 trillion that Trump left office on the national debt, and you're so against Biden. Biden has done more for people. He's lowered the price of insulin for Medicare. He's allowed Medicare to negotiate drug prices. The infrastructure in this country, for a long time, that can has been kicked down the road. He finally got a bill passed, bipartisan, to fix the infrastructure, and gas is coming down, and inflation. The cause of inflation, if you go to the store, it's the manufacturers.
Hey, Bob, let me interrupt you here because you're making a campaign speech for Joe Biden. I assume you're a Democrat?
Yes.
Okay. So as a Democrat...
It's the only party that does things for people.
What was your interest in watching the Republican debate last night as a Democrat?
I after 30 minutes, I switched it off.
Thanks for the call, Bob. Bob, look, I appreciate it. I let him go for a while there, and Bob's a loyal listener. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I want to keep us kind of reined in a bit here. There's no easy answer to this. This process is going to be ugly. 2024, one of the reasons I want to have a more structured show is to sort of rein in some of the nonsense. There's plenty of shows you can go find where everybody's just saying the same thing. Everybody's preaching to the choir. Everybody, raising their hand and agreeing with each other. I'm not really interested in that. There are too many serious problems that we don't treat seriously and don't give serious consideration to fixing. And you've heard me say this before: border policy, immigration, how we handle our international relations. I'm supposed to jump up and down because Trump went to North Korea, kissing the you-know-what of their dictatorial leader? No thanks. I'm supposed to support a president of the United States who compliments awkwardly. Some of the most oppressive leaders in our world, like Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping. No, not going to do it. And if that's your idea of leadership, I think you're misguided. Let's see. Good morning. Chris Christie had the most integrity up on the stage. He may not become president of the United States, but at least he was the voice of truth and the most right in what we need in America. He was level-headed. Again, he's somebody who's served as a governor, has done the job. A leadership position. Not afraid of Donald Trump. The thing about bullies is, and Donald Trump's a bully, don't think otherwise. They play on people's fear, right? You don't want to offend the bully because he'll come after you. But at some points, bullies get punched in the face, either literally or figuratively. And they don't like it. And they often shrink away or become less relevant than they were before. So their domain of ruling the playground or the office or in the office of the President of the United States somehow becomes less significant. 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. What do you think? Who was the most irritating last night? The answer is a hands-down Vivek Ramaswamy. It's not even close, folks. He's the classic example of a rich, powerful guy who thinks he can do and say anything he wants, including, by the way, insulting the heritage of Nikki Haley, playing around in the world of anti-Semitism and hate in a lame attempt, my words, to attract the interest of the number one bully in America, former President Donald Trump.
WTMJ Now.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
When you're in pain, you're all ears to any and everybody telling you they can help you. And at Rejuvenex, we're one of them. And there are others. But the difference here is that in most cases, insurance covers the cost of our treatments because our proprietary and powerful pain relief treatments are FDA approved. Others, like bioregenerative options, aren't covered by insurance because they're not FDA approved and considered experimental. At Rejuvenex, our treatments are precisely administered to where your pain lives, to cushion and lubricate your affected areas to deliver long-lasting pain relief, sometimes as long as 2 years before our next treatment is needed. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Omaha Steaks, omahasteaks.com. I was on their website last night. First of all, great deals, 50% off site-wide sales. I'm putting my Christmas list together. I know everybody loves getting Omaha Steaks. I've sent them. I've received them so many times. Can't even give you a number. How about the last time? When was the last time you sent one to a friend or family member? Quality, convenience, everything you need, great food. omahasteaks.com, 50% off site-wide. And if you enter promo code WTMJ, $30 off your order. One more time, promo code WTMJ. Easy to remember. You're listening to WTMJ. $30 off your order. How about this? Butcher's Cut filet mignons, mouth-watering burgers, gourmet jumbo franks. They're amazing, by the way. Easy to prepare meals, side dishes, desserts, all ready in a flash. With Omaha Steaks, the possibilities are endless. All you need to do, go to omahasteaks.com, enter promo code WTMJ. There's a 50% off site-wide sale. You will get an immediate $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required. It's not going to last long, though. They're ready to ship. Flash frozen. Beat the shipping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code WTMJ at checkout. $30 off your order, 50% site-wide sale. Do it right now, omahasteaks.com.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of, joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice. They all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
Get the gift of savings Friday through Sunday, in-store only during Fleet Fest at Fleet Farm. Get a $10 gift card when you buy $50 in toys for the kids. Take an extra 20% off all varieties of wild bird food. And save $10 instantly on any $75 purchase for a limited time only with our seasonal savings coupon. Shop in-store this Friday through Sunday for even more Fleet Fest deals at Fleet Farm, where we have everything you need for everyone on your list.
WTMJ Now.
Are Republican voters smart enough, my words, brave enough, since we're talking about a bully, to vote for somebody else other than Donald Trump? We shall see. Polls aren't votes, but they certainly tend to give you an idea of what people are thinking. From the 262, a president should be presidential, respectful, dignified, and beyond reproach. A president should not be a criminal, mentally ill, selfish, narcissistic, or bullying. From the 920, maybe it's time we admit that the appeal of Donald Trump is his anger and his hatred. Unfortunately, that is how many Americans think today. It is reflected in COVID and is reflected in many other aspects of American life, and it is tremendously sad. I'm a proud American, but I've been embarrassed by the lack of faith that we all have now in leadership, lack of faith we have in our organizations, because, frankly, we've been told they're not to be trusted. And I'm a less government guy. I don't want to see the government spend money they don't need to spend. I've called for this on the show. At least a biannual review of every dollar that goes out of the U.S. coffers. Every program, everything we spend money on should be examined to determine if we still need to do it. It's going to take some time, but that's why we have elected officials. Instead of coming back to campaign, how about just doing the people's work? Texter says, Trump 2024. It's funny you say that because I'll mention that later on in That's What Steve Said. Let's see. From the 414, Ron DeSantis is a close second in my opinion. If I heard the word Florida one more time, I would have been on the floor if this was a drinking game. From the 414, we've had so much time to punch the bully Trump. I wish I had more hope that the Republican Party will do this for the sake of democracy. It can only come from within the party. And with leaders like Reince and Ron still kissing his ring, it won't happen. This is not news. This is not breaking news. The dirty little secret here has always been the same since these debates started and since the run-up has started. The RNC wants Trump to be the candidate. Ronna McDaniel, her cohorts, they want Trump to be the candidate. They've done everything they can to make that happen. You see voices like Scott Walker, like Ron Johnson, like some of the other Republican leaders who insist that that's the smart choice. And when you have, frankly, enough voters that are willing to listen to them, then you will see potentially voters making that same decision. But I can tell you, listening to regular folks, regular voters, and a growing number of elected officials out there in Wisconsin and beyond, they want somebody else. But the RNC has rigged it. That won't happen. Donald Trump's the nominee unless he takes himself out of this race or a court does it for him. After the break, an important conversation about Israel, the war in Gaza, with a faith leader, friend of mine, Rabbi Jacob Herber. That's next after the news.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
Looking for a fun family activity to get in the holiday spirit? Visit or volunteer for Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive in Grafton on Saturday, December 9th. It's a totally free event. Capco is dedicated to bringing communities together and has collected nearly 300,000 toys through Kids to Kids, and still counting. Join us and WTMJ for a celebration of giving and bring a new unwrapped toy to help children in need this holiday season. To support, visit kidstokids.toydrive.com.
And don't forget to bring toys.
Joint pain. You have it? It's time to get rid of it. Make that call to QC Kinetics and get rid of that joint pain. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics. They'll help get your life back. The nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics uses all-natural treatments that'll help restore and repair that damaged joint tissue. That means you get to move pain-free again. If the source of your pain is in your knee, your back, your shoulder, check out QC Kinetics. Be one of the tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country. country who were able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. So if you have pain from an old injury or maybe associated with arthritis, check out QC Kinetics. The future of medicine is here. Regenerative treatments from QC Kinetics. Give them a call and get the most out of 2024 doing what you love. 414-285-3474 is the number. 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics. 414-285-3474.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
SemperfiRoofing.com.
Stop into Ken Michaels Furniture for our sale on Bradington Young. Made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, Bradington Young is an American icon in quality leather upholstery. Whether you are looking for power recliners or stationary seating, Bradington Young's furniture is made with enduring quality, outstanding comfort, and timeless styling. Save up to 40% now on Bradington Young upholstery at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield and Greenfield. Visit us today. Give yourself the gift of sound sleep with a mattress set from Ken Michaels Furniture and Milwaukee Mattress. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses are custom built to your specifications. We offer special sizing, waterproofing, extra cushioning, and a variety of other options to accommodate your needs. Buy a mattress and a box spring set this week and get free delivery. For the best sleep of your life, stop into Ken Michaels Furniture on Highway 100 in Greenfield and Capitol Drive in Brookfield.
Vince Vitrano for Great Lakes Landscape. I take pride in my yard, and this spring, I plan to spend more time enjoying it with help from Great Lakes Landscape. The off-season is when you look ahead to a landscape maintenance package for 2024. Take feeding your lawn. You could spend just as much buying bags of fertilizer and applying it yourself. Why not get Southeast Wisconsin's premier installation and maintenance company to do it for you? They'll custom build a plan to beautify and maintain your yard, from mulch to shrubs to a lawn that's the envy of the neighborhood. It's Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
Sandy Max of WTMJ here. 'Tis the season of specials, and all through the night there are concerts and specials to my great delight. From Andrea Bocelli and John McGivern, too. Milwaukee PBS has specials for just me and you. So check out the specials and then watch them twice, because Milwaukee PBS is really quite nice.
Enjoy the seasonal classic, John McGivern's Home for the Holidays. Plus, John will be live in the Milwaukee PBS studios. Tonight, starting at 7 on Channel 10, Milwaukee PBS.
Your Salvation Army donation feeds the hungry. Share your hope today at samilwaukee.org.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The Bucks are in Vegas, and they are destined to win big.
Lillard, catch and shoot three, and he drills it from the left side.
The in-season tournament semifinals against the Indiana Pacers begins today with our Bucks Radio Network coverage at 3:30 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 10:01, it's 41 degrees and mostly sunny. A high today of 50. Partly cloudy, continued mild tonight with a low of 41. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. 2 Milwaukee police officers on administrative leave this morning following an earlier critical incident on the city's northwest side. 2 suspects in the hospital this morning, including one with critical injuries. This after officers fired shots following a pursuit of a stolen vehicle ending near 51st and Hampton. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman this morning.
Early information indicates that one of the suspects was carrying a visible firearm and refused to drop the weapon despite multiple verbal commands from the police.
Chief Norman did not specify if the suspects threatened the officers during the foot pursuit that led to the shots fired, noting otherwise that there were no other injuries in the incident. Decision Wisconsin, Republicans may now have a candidate to challenge Senator Tammy Baldwin in next year's election. The chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee telling the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that Eric Hovde, a banking mogul out of Madison, will enter the race. Hovde declined a request by the paper to comment on the decision. Jessica Krzyzewski was scheduled to be sentenced today in the eye drops murder case. Now, however, her attorneys requesting to withdraw.
Krzyzewski was found guilty in the first-degree intentional homicide and theft of property case related to the death of Lynn Hernan. Defense attorneys Donna Kukler and Pablo Galvez Jr. requested to be excused from the case after documents were filed by the state that indicate Krzyzewski asked a friend to falsify documents and a recording to prove her innocence. In her request, Kukler cites Supreme Court rules saying an attorney can recuse from a case if they believe their client has engaged in fraudulent actions. Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Tonight is the first of 8 nights of Hanukkah. President of the Milwaukee Jewish Federation, Miriam Rosenzweig, tells WTMJ what makes it different than other Jewish holidays.
Hanukkah shines a light on our connections as Americans and as Wisconsinites, because we celebrate living in a wonderful country where you have the right to practice our religion publicly. It's a reminder that we can never take this for granted.
Rosenzweig emphasizing the importance of celebrating Hanukkah at a time of increased anti-Semitic attacks across the country. Meanwhile, in a related story, calls from University of Pennsylvania students and alumni for Liz McGill to resign as the school's president after she declined to say outright during a congressional hearing that calling for the genocide of Jews would violate Penn's code of conduct. McGill in a video statement.
I was not focused on, but I should have been, the irrefutable fact that a call for genocide of Jewish people is a call for some of the most terrible violence human beings can perpetrate.
McGill, the latest university president to come under fire from their school's Jewish communities for their handling of clashes between pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian contingents since Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, all in the green for the majors this morning. The Dow Jones up 56 points to 36,109. The S&P 500, good start to their day, up 31 points to 4,580. And the NASDAQ up 150 points to 14,296. The Annex Wealth Management Year-End Tax Planning Guide is here. Download yours at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and your 5-day forecast coming up next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
Companies are in the midst of open enrollment. I know we are here at Good Karma Brands with R&R Insurance. To shed some light on the topic is Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations.
Thank you, Vince. A benefit understood is a benefit appreciated. Knowing how to best communicate your benefits will help your employees understand their options, guide their decision-making, and increase their sense of value and engagement. R&R Insurance can show your business how to use your benefit program to attract and retain employees. In this tight labor market, you need every competitive advantage.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
At R&R Insurance, we help employers brand their benefit packages in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefit information for themselves and their families 24/7. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
This holiday season, give the gift of a delicious experience to your family, colleagues, and clients with Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Board a bus and let our tour guides show you some of Santa's favorites on our Christmas Bakery Bus Tour. It's an action-packed 3-hour tour complete with stops at 5 bakeries in your choice of Milwaukee or Chicago. Whether they've been naughty or nice, everyone walks away with cookies and memories together. Book your Christmas Bakery Bus Tour for your office or family online at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
You know, it feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
The bright lights of the Sin City are officially upon our Milwaukee Bucks. The NBA in-season tournament semifinal round is set to take place later today as Milwaukee gets set to face off with Indiana for a trip to the championship round. Tip-off between the Bucks and Pacers is set for 4 p.m. today. From the NBA to college hoops, after a tough loss last weekend, the Marquette Golden Eagles bounced back in a big way Wednesday night, knocking off number 12 ranked Texas by a final score of 86-65.
Kolek in the corner. He's going to try a three. You got it. Oh, baby, listen
to that crowd. They've been wanting to scream. They got a chance.
With the win, the Golden Eagles now improved to 7-2 on their season. Meanwhile, the UWM Panthers lost to the St. Thomas Tommies by a final score of 75-71. And lastly, the number 3 ranked Wisconsin Badgers women's volleyball team gets set to host number 14th ranked Penn State tonight for the NCAA Regionals for the second straight year. That match is set for 7 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Take a look at your roads, your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. One incident on the system right now, bit of a messy one on 175 north as you head towards the stadium. They've got the right lane blocked due to a crash. Multiple vehicles involved with this. Looks like a red sedan got rear-ended by a black vehicle, it appears, and so it's all crunched up right near 175 as you exit onto Miller Park Way. Again, they got the right lane blocked heading towards 94 there, so just be mindful of that. You'll be moved over to the left. The rest of the system looking pretty good overall. Drive times are normal and no other major incidents.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly sunny today, high of 50 degrees, partly cloudy tonight, low of 41. Clouds will be on the increase tomorrow. We're staying warm, a high of 55 in early December. How about that? Rains arriving then Friday evening. Looks like it'll be the heaviest during the morning on Saturday. Again, a high of 50 degrees. Can't rule out some flurries on Sunday, dropping down to 36 for the high. Mostly sunny and 38 on Monday. Right now, sunny and 40 degrees in Madison, 39 in Green Bay, 41 in Waukesha, and sunny and 42 in Milwaukee. I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 10:09.
It's WTMJ Now. News, opinions, Wisconsin. Everything you need to know in the Badger State and beyond. Here's your host, Steve Scaffidi.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday edition of WTMJ Now, news, opinion in Wisconsin, why it matters. And today is an important day. It's obviously the start of Hanukkah, beginning the evening hours tonight, running through, I think, the 15th. It's also 1 month. I didn't recognize that until I looked at the calendar and realized it's 1 month since the attack on Israel by Hamas in October. And I had a conversation on the Monday following that attack with my friend, Rabbi Jacob Herber, about how he was feeling, how his community, Jewish community that he serves, was feeling about this. And I thought, today would be a good day to revisit that conversation. So joining us on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline is my friend, Rabbi Jacob Herber. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. How are you, my friend?
I am good, and I hope you are well. Obviously, there's a lot of weighty things to talk about, but I wanted to at least recognize Hanukkah, and for those people of the Jewish faith, the significance of the holiday for all of you.
Well, we've been celebrating this holiday since the Syrian Greeks occupied the land of Israel, and the Maccabees led a revolt against that occupation. And once they drove the Greek Syrians out of Jerusalem, they rededicated the temple. And there's this iconic story about them finding a bottle of oil that was only supposed to last for 1 day and ended up lasting for 8 days, which is why we light a candelabrum each night for 8 days. The other side of the story is that if you were looking in a Jewish prayer book, you'd find the prayers that we recite on this holiday actually speak not about the Hanukkah menorah and the lights, but about a small ragtag army fighting against what was the most powerful army in the world, the just fighting against the unjust. And so the other part of this holiday is standing up to evil when you have to stand up against evil and defeating it, and bringing also light into a very dark world. And so these themes really speak to those of us who are in the Jewish community at this time, when we feel there's so much darkness surrounding us. We feel very isolated. We feel very much under attack, even here in America. And of course, we're concerned about our friends, our families who live in Israel, who were the targets of the worst day of genocide against the Jewish people since the Holocaust on a single day.
I was going to ask you about that because the question is simple. I'm sure you're talking to folks on the ground in Israel, or at least hearing from them, as they mark this 1 month date from the attack by Hamas on their innocent civilians in Israel. What are they telling you? I mean, what is life like in Israel with that looming threat now very public? It was always there, but now it's very public, and given the nature of the brutal attacks, it's always in their minds. We have some hostages being released. What are they telling you?
Well, friends that I have children in the Army, and those children are either in the south or in Gaza, or they're at the northern border with Lebanon. They're really deeply concerned about the safety of their children. There are hundreds, up to 200,000 Israelis who have had to evacuate from the north because of threats from Hezbollah in the north, the Lebanese border, and people who used to live what was called the Gaza envelope, those towns and kibbutzim outside of Gaza, that they can't live there because of the continuing threat from Hamas, and so they've been dislocated, and they're living in other places around the country. There's a real sense of unease, great concern about loved ones who are right now fighting to keep them safe. And everyone knows united, regardless of where they stand on religion or politics, they are absolutely united in the mission to defeat Hamas and to get the hostages back. And they know that if Hamas is not defeated, life in the south of Israel will be untenable, because Hamas has said over and over again, they're going to do this every single opportunity they have.
Rabbi Jacob Herbert joining us on WTMJ now. Last time we talked, we both spoke to the issue of anti-Semitism and the feelings by some in this world that the people of Israel, people of Jewish faith, are somehow occupying land they shouldn't be on, or should be targets for scorn. And in the extreme cases that we hear from terrorist organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah, they should be eliminated. Are you surprised by the level of protest and, frankly, I'll answer the question, I am surprised by the level of support of Hamas in our own country? Because I think that's concerning given the history and the legacy of Jewish people.
Yes and no. In a way, I kind of saw the trend and the hostility on far too many American university and college campuses. But yes, because the level of that hatred and that anti-Semitism just sort of being unleashed not only shocked me, I will tell you that it shocked everyone I know in the Jewish community. And it especially shocked those people who, my Jewish friends who, I consider myself like a classic liberal. Many of my Jewish friends politically are progressive. They are even in more shock because they saw people that they look to as allies on many other social issues not only abandon them or become indifferent to them, but become downright hostile. And much of this has occurred in spaces that we American Jews felt were where we were at home the most, on a college campus, at a university, where we have always known that the expression of free ideas and inquiry kept us safe and also enabled us to really thrive in this country. We are incredibly lucky and fortunate and grateful to live in America, which is the freest country in the world, which has given so much to the Jewish community and enabled us to thrive here. And to see whether it's students or faculty or college administrators either celebrate or allow those celebrations expressions of downright hatred. We've come to a point where anti-Israel criticism has crossed a line in a very big way into what is anti-Semitism. And it's frightening when you see Jewish students at Cooper Union taking refuge in a library that's been locked to keep protesters from getting in and attacking them. And we've seen in many, many other instances where Jews have been attacked physically. It's led us to have great concern.
I've had a lot of conversation on the show about some people want to make this a two sides. It's sort of the fallback whenever you have an issue in the world, there has to be two sides. And I've always said as a disclaimer, look, I'm not against the rights of Palestinians. I believe they have a right to a safe place to live. They have a right to elect their leaders. But they don't have a right, if they choose the wrong leaders, which is a terrorist organization like Hamas, to advocate openly for the genocide of people of Jewish faith and people who live in Israel. And so I guess as a person who's not Jewish, I've been challenged on this. As someone who is of the Jewish faith, a rabbi, a faith leader in your community, how do you answer that two sides question? I've been pushing back on this for a month now, but it's unrelenting, and it often is confused with just an outright, you hate Palestinians. I don't, but I also don't think that Palestinians, they're smart, should choose Hamas as their elected representatives. How do you make this case?
Well, first of all, it's a false dichotomy and it's a false narrative because the Jewish people are indigenous to the land of Israel. There have been Jews living there continuously since the dawn of time. And for those of us who had been in exile for 2,000 years, we see it as our right to return to our ancestral homeland and to be sovereign in our own land, just like other peoples are. There are, how many Arab Muslim countries are there in the world?
And I also want to correct myself.
There's more than one, right?
Yes.
And to claim that a Jewish state for the Jewish people is somehow abnormal and wrong, I would say is a false claim. And I'm also someone who believes that Palestinian people have a right for their own aspirations to statehood. And I've always been a supporter of finding a way to have a peaceful settlement so there's a Palestinian state and a Jewish state. Unfortunately, the people who are saying from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, are calling for Jewish genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, I think, have no idea what they're saying. They're just joining people in a slogan that rhymes really well, and they think that it expresses their progressive politics. But what it means is the end of Jews living in the land of Israel. And the only way that happens is if they're all put on a boat or plane or they're killed. And, Hamas has shown us what from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free will look like, because they will not tolerate a single Jew living in the land. They want us killed, murdered wherever we are, whether, I'm in Seattle, you're in Milwaukee, wherever I am a target and I should be killed.
No more clear example than the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh not that long ago.
Correct. And I'll tell you, Steve, there used to be a time when I was only worried about neo-Nazis and white supremacists. Today, I'm as worried, maybe even more so, of pro-Hamas activists who have not only threatened the Jewish community with words, have also done it with violence. When I walk down the street today, I don't wear a yarmulke, I wear a baseball cap. And I have congregants who are telling me, Rabbi, I'm going to take the mezuzah, the Jewish ritual object on the doorpost that indicates the home is Jewish. I'm going to take that down, and I'm not going to wear a Star of David. And I'm worried about my child going to middle school because of the harassment that he or she is is receiving by going to school, or my child who's a sophomore at the University of Washington who feels threatened every day he or she walks onto campus. It's a frightening time for the Jewish people in America.
Do you get the sense that, and I want to correct myself, it's 2 months, of course, since the attack. Do you get the sense that Jewish Americans are all doing sort of that same thing outside of your area in Seattle?
Yes, I've heard it from colleagues. I've heard it from friends living in other parts of the country. And, as you know, the day before Thanksgiving, my synagogue was desecrated with graffiti. It was a very, very painful thing for me and for my congregants to go through. None of us had a happy Thanksgiving. And it's another indication that, here we're living in Seattle, we're Jewish Americans, and we're being targeted because of people who support the terrorist attack on October 7th, taking it out on us because we're visible as Jews. And that is textbook anti-Semitism.
Last thing for you, Rabbi Herbert, it's discouraging for me, and I've actually made public comments about this before, talking about violence in America on different occasions, that I've often had a lot of faith and been optimistic about young people. But when I see, again, someone who's not Jewish, young people on America's campuses targeting Jewish students, putting graffiti on their doors, wherever that is, or getting in their face or making them retreat to areas that they should never have to retreat to, I'm less optimistic about that argument that I used to make that young people get it or understand it. And maybe it's a lesson that needs to be retaught, the lessons of the Holocaust. Is it just the generational passing of time, or is there something else here?
Well, I think there's a part of a progressive agenda that, used to claim that free speech is violence. The words you use are violent. They cause, quote unquote, harm. Now they're making the argument that violence is free speech. And we Jews like to think of ourselves as the canary in the coal shaft, right? We're the alarm for the disaster that might await. And right now it's happening to us. And quote unquote free speech is being used against us as a weapon. Who's next? And that's why, as a Jew and as an American, I'm really, really worried about the trend that I see in American culture and society, and especially in the institutions which, we all thought were the places where debate, inquiry would happen at the highest level and would actually lift the rest of society. And instead, it's become the Colosseum. And very few people usually survive gladiatorial fights.
My friend, Rabbi Jacob Herbert, I think of you, I pray for you, and I honor you as you get set to celebrate the Hanukkah with your Jewish community. I always appreciate you taking the time, and thanks for clarifying some of the things that a lot of us are thinking about every day.
Thanks so much, Stephen. I want to wish you a very happy, merry, and early Christmas.
Thank you, my friend. We'll talk again.
Thank you. Be well.
All right. Great conversation. We'll put that up on the podcast page with my friend, Rabbi Jacob Herbert from Seattle. It's unsettling in a lot of different ways, and he's spot on, and I wanted to bring him on because it is, as I said 1 month. It's 2 months, obviously, since the attack on Israel by Hamas. And you can share your thoughts on the Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620. There's also another day, anniversary that we're marking today. I'll speak to that and maybe the link between those two things after this.
More of WTMJ now after this.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano,
Greg Matzik,
John Mercuri,
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead, and 'tis the season of giving. Join WTMJ and Capco Metal Stamping for our Capco Kids to Kids Christmas Toy Drive this Saturday, December 9th.
There's still time to make monetary donations, and it's so easy. Just head to WTMJ.com, click the Capco's Kids to Kids banner, and donate whatever you can.
Every little bit helps. It's the Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive here on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Advent. I've told you about the tossing and turning and the restless nights of sleep. That is no longer my reality. It doesn't have to be yours. Poor sleep can make you very tired, less efficient, sometimes grouchy, and just generally not on your game. If that's the case, do something about it. I went to Advent, quick 30-minute visit. They figured it out for me. Now, everybody's different. Everybody has a different solution, of course. But in my case, after a really simple sleep study at home, they determined the root cause of my problem. I do my sinuses and nasal passages. After a short procedure in office, I'm back to breathing better than ever. I've got plenty of oxygen. I think that's why my brain works better. And my wife and I, this is the big part, are both sleeping through the whole night. If you want that uninterrupted sleep that everybody craves, everybody talks about, and not that many people get, if you struggle like I did with the restless nights, take the time to see how Advent can help you. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better, go to adventknows.com and schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
WTMJ Now.
We're going to get to a Christmas tree story a little bit later. Maybe this half hour, maybe next half hour. We'll see. Lots of fun with people having to wrangle with what they're supposed to do with their Christmas trees once they've enjoyed them during the Christmas holidays. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, all of these shows, all of the conversations that you hear on WTMJ Now are all available at WTMJ.com or wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all there right for you. Just put the name, my name in, or the show name, WTMJ Now, and you will be able to get links to all of our great programming. We just had a great interview with my friend Rabbi Jacob Herber, who I met at some events here in Milwaukee probably 5 years ago, and then he relocated to Seattle, and I've kept in touch. And that's a good resource. One of the things that I benefit from is having friends who aren't just like me, aren't of the same faith, don't live in the same place. It's an enriching experience, and I encourage you to do that. And I was thinking about the dates, the 7th, December 7th. And, of course, most people my age, and maybe not so much young people, and Rabbi and I had a talk about younger people in this country earlier, understand that this is Remembrance Day for Pearl Harbor. Surprise attack, December 7th, 1941. Since I'm bad at math, apparently, I couldn't figure out 2 months versus 1 month. I won't try to figure out. That's 59 plus 23. Someone do the math for me. That's how long ago that was. Generational attack on Pearl Harbor Navy base in Hawaii, which sort of was the Kickstarter for our involvement in World War II. Of course, the famous quote, President Franklin Roosevelt, a date that will live in infamy, now honored each year as the National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. And just to refresh your memory or enlighten you if you don't know, 2,403 service members and civilians killed. Another 1,100 plus people injured in the attack. 2 battleships sunk. 188 aircraft destroyed. And I was thinking about this when I was talking to Rabbi Herber before that conversation about the difference in perspective and context, and maybe environment is even the right word, of the reaction to those events. Post-Pearl Harbor, America rallied together. If you would have done a public opinion poll, it would have been about 99.999 and a string of nines forever on support of our country and the efforts in Europe. Of course, fast forward to 2023, 2 months ago, Israel, an ally, not in our country, but an important ally of ours in the Middle East, a much different reception, a much different reaction, an embarrassing reaction, in my opinion, by campus leaders, university presidents, students, civilians, who have somehow confused the issue to be about whether Palestinians deserve a place to live. They do. Or whether Palestinians deserve to be attacked, slaughtered, raped, beheaded, burned. Of course, they don't. And just that different reaction. When I was watching the testimony, and Rabbi Herbert mentioned that about the university presidents, I think it was Penn, Harvard, MIT, and I think it was all women leaders of those institutions. Embarrassingly, in my opinion, couldn't effectively renounce anti-Semitism or what was essentially hate crimes happening on their campus in some sort of lame guided two sides approach to not wanting to offend their other students. Meanwhile, sort of giving a nod of approval to the terrorization of students of Jewish faith on their very campuses. 855-616-1620. I'm shocked and saddened by the reaction today versus the reaction after Pearl Harbor. Much different reaction. Sort of a tacit approval now to hate someone because of their faith. This is a very accommodating country, United States of America, yet we are enemies of vast portions of the world because we celebrate freedoms. We allow women to be equal citizens in our country. We allow women to vote. We allow women to participate. We allow women to be leaders and to walk and speak freely. And because of that freedom, we are the enemy to some, not all, countries in this world. Why the difference? Why the difference in reaction then, all those years ago, and now? Let me get to some of that after the break.
More of WTMJ now after this. Wisconsin's Morning News.
It occurs to me more often lately that we are still fighting the same war.
Listen to Vince Vetrano every weekday starting at 6 a.m.
We took our son and our daughter to the 9/11 memorial. Do you see we're still fighting the same wars? That was a proxy war between the U.S. and Russia in a faraway land. And what's happening right now, the same thing. But I'm glad we saw that, and it just occurred to me in that way that, as much as things change, some things always stay the same.
News Radio WTMJ.
Stop into Ken Michaels Furniture for our sale on Bradington Young. Made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, Bradington Young is an American icon in quality leather upholstery. Whether you are looking for power recliners or stationary seating, Bradington Young's furniture is made with enduring quality, outstanding comfort, and timeless styling. Save up to 40% now on Bradington Young upholstery at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield and Greenfield. Visit us today. Give yourself the gift of sound sleep with a mattress set from Ken Michaels Furniture and Milwaukee Mattress. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses are custom built to your specifications. We offer special sizing, waterproofing, extra cushioning, and a variety of other options to accommodate your needs. Buy a mattress and a box spring set this week and get free delivery. For the best sleep of your life, stop into Ken Michaels Furniture on Highway 100 in Greenfield and Capitol Drive in Brookfield.
There are definitely a number of cases in which a client was trying to sell their home with a 6% broker and the home was just sitting on the market. Sometimes a difference of a few $1,000s can mean getting an offer or a home continuing to sit. Discounted commissions allow you to adjust the price of your home without sacrificing equity, and that can make all the difference. Full-service real estate agents at discount commissions of 3.5 to 3.9%. That's what you'll get from Benefit Realty, where we make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-Realty.com. There's no doubt about it. It does help when you're not paying bigger commissions. especially when you're getting absolutely everything a 6% broker offers. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, and we're discount real estate agents. And all that means is we give you 100% full services and home marketing for less. That's it. With all things being equal, why on earth would you ever pay more than the 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission that we charge? Benefit Realty, full service for less. Benefit-realty.com.
WTMJ Now.
Lots of text on this. You're welcome to join on the phone line, 855-616-1620, or the old National Bank talking text line, which is back in business today, 855-616-1620. Steve, it saddens me from the 414 that disapproval of an ally's policies is considered hatred of religion. It's like if you don't support Trump, you must hate American. I sort of get the point you're making. Look, we could have an argument about how Israel's conducting the war. It's a fair thing to argue about. But this two sides argument that both sides are acting the same way is not true. Israel doesn't hide in tunnels. They don't hide behind civilians. They didn't go into Gaza pre-October 7th, 2 months ago, and target women, rape women, behead women, burn their bodies, film it, or record it, I should say, and put it out over the internet. That's not what reasonable people do. It is what terrorists do. So before the break, I asked you about two dates, October 7th, 2023, the attack by Hamas on Israel, and December 7th, 1941, the attack by Japan on Pearl Harbor Naval Base. Now, the obvious difference, of course, is one U.S. soil, the other not. But like most of World War II, other than Pearl Harbor, that war was not fought in the United States, country proper. No. It's fought in the theaters of Europe and the Pacific. And on that day, in Hawaii. But Israel is one of the most important allies we have. And we shouldn't be surprised that most Americans support that effort. What does surprise me is there's a growing number of people who don't. I made this point to a teammate earlier. This isolationist attitude is returning to our country, which is dangerous. Because what flourishes in the climate of isolationism is the rise of hate, the rise of lack of freedom in places around the world where if we're not involved now directly, we soon will be. And if an attack on our naval base at Pearl Harbor was a motivation or a driver to get in World War II, what would be that motivation to get involved, let's say, in the Middle East? I don't know, but I hope it doesn't happen. I'm gonna say a couple things that are going to be controversial, but I'm going to say them anyway. One of the reasons why we're having this debate about whether it's the lack of understanding, lack of historical knowledge, lack of compassion towards the state of Israel is ignorance and lack of education. There's also the passage of time. What was front of mind in 1950 or 1960 or 1970 is not front of mind in 2010 or 2020 or 2023. It's just not. People who are alive then are not alive now for the most part, or are very old, and are not in places like universities. Joel joins us from Saukville. Hey, Joel.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Sure. What do you think?
It occurs to me that the best thing that could happen was these two groups of people be separated. And when you think about the South Pacific, say Fiji, all these beautiful islands, and there's a number of, so I understand, never been there, but I understand there's a number of unoccupied islands there that could easily be populated with the whole Palestinian group and turn it into a vacation paradise and live like people do in Fiji. You know?
Joel, you can hang up and listen to the end. Look, it's not realistic. There's millions of people who identify as Palestinian. Now, the interesting thing is they don't all live in Gaza. They're all over the world, including the United States. The idea that we're going to move into the South Pacific is not realistic. And the constant battle, the constant tension in the Middle East and the historical significance is that all of the groups we're talking about feel like they have a ancient right to live where they want to live, but they can't all be right. And the dirty little secret about all this is, depending on what millennia you pick, what century you pick in some cases, one group has controlled the land, another group has controlled the land, and it's gone back and forth over time. And Rabbi Herbert illustrated that point when we were talking to him earlier. The only way this works out is if we have reasonable people representing all sides, not terrorist organizations, not people that go into countries and behead children and rape women, but reasonable people who have the best interest of members of their community front and center in their minds. And that's not the case. You know, the sad thing is that there's too many Americans that don't recognize the danger that is vested in terrorism. Groups like Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, Hamas, and others, the Taliban. Just the abdication of freedoms and rights that every human being on this planet should have. And they are leading vast tracts of land in this world and leading us down a path of an eventual faith war, in some cases, or a territorial war that we're not going to be able to avoid. And if we bring it to the United States right now with this lack of understanding and clarity on what's happening in Gaza, where we have college students terrorizing Israelis on their campus and university presidents who can't call that behavior out, we got a much bigger problem here. Diversity of opinion is important, yes. But as you celebrate that diversity of opinion, it doesn't include terrorizing people because of their faith or race or gender. That's not part of that conversation. Once violence becomes part of the speech, it's no longer free. We'll take a quick break here on WTMJ Now.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
It's never too early to start making your list and checking it twice. Give the gift of a delicious Milwaukee food and city tours experience this holiday season. From a walking tour on Brady Street to our tacos and tequila bus tour or our beloved Christmas bakery bus tour, we have something for all tastes. Plus, we're offering a 15% discount on all gift card purchases through the end of the year. Send your clients, colleagues, or family this delicious gift at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here, and I've got something for all you guys who have not gotten your special someone a holiday gift yet. I'm betting that's a lot of you. Let me make it super easy for you. This Christmas, Pajamagram has your back with a deluxe gift set for her. One and done, luxurious present. This particular set includes the Smooth Seduction satin nightie and robe, plus a free satin eye mask, and it's all wrapped in an elegant satin keepsake bag. You heard that right. It's 4 gifts delivered right to your door, and it's ready to go under the tree. Silky, sensuous, glides over the skin, designed to make her feel amazing, and you'll like it too, you know what I mean? The Smooth Seduction Satin gift set is your ticket to a very nice winter season. Now don't wait. Get it before it sells out. You go to Pajamagram.com today, and you get the Smooth Seduction Satin nightie, robe, eye mask, and keepsake bag. That's the Smooth Seduction Satin gift set at Pajamagram. Plenty of other styles to choose from as well. Tell them Vince from WTMJ sent you to Pajamagram at Pajamagram.com. That's Pajamagram.com.
While planning your next get-together for guests, serve the most awarded cheese spread in the world. Pine River Gourmet Cheese Spreads. Made with only Wisconsin Grade A cheddar and other high-quality Wisconsin dairy ingredients, Pine River features creative, bold flavors that appeal to all ages. Easily spreadable on a cracker or pretzel, it also adds a wallop of flavor to your favorite dishes. Pine River is an excellent keto-friendly protein-packed snack, perfect for your next tailgate party or charcuterie board. Find it at your local grocery store or order it today at pineriver.com.
It's WTMJ Now.
I'll continue the conversation in a bit, but it's time to do a giveaway on the old program here today, so let's do it. Nothing says celebrating the holidays quite like the festive music of the season. Byron Stripling returns to the Bradley Symphony Center for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra's cherished tradition of holiday cheer, featuring special guests and a program of audience-favorite classics, carols, and sing-alongs. How about that? Sing-alongs. This is a musical jubilee of the season you don't want to miss, but you don't have to, because we're going to give away a pair of tickets right now. 2 tickets to the MSO's Holiday Pops concert. This one is for December 19th. Write that down, December 19th at 7:30 p.m. Specific date, specific time. The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra's Holiday Pops concert. If you're caller number 8, we'll do the snowman again, you will win a pair of tickets to see MSO's Holiday Pops concert. Last chance to win this week. Good luck to caller number 8. We'll take another quick break here, then back to our conversation on remembering Pearl Harbor, the significance of that date that date of infamy in our history, and then also the 2-month dates from the attack on Israel by Hamas. Quick break.
WTMJ Now.
So I came to Advent because I was experiencing recurrent sinus infections. As a new mom, it was really kind of difficult.
Many of our patients complain of sinus infections. The headaches, fatigue, and nasal stuffiness have a profound effect on their lives.
I just felt like your sickness starts affecting your energy level and, the things that you really enjoy doing. That really was a breaking point for me.
So Molly came to Advent. Abnormally tight sinuses and swollen turbinates led to simple breathing triangle solutions that ended up taking about 20 minutes in office. And very soon thereafter, she was breathing freely.
I'm just in awe at the amount of air that that I'm able to breathe in and out each night, and I haven't had a sinus infection since the procedure.
I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. When you breathe well, you do live better.
Results may vary. Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
We all want a healthy, thriving community, and we all thrive when we share our time, talent, treasure, and ties. The Greater Milwaukee Foundation is partnering with the community through the Greater Together campaign. Join the foundation in this campaign to advance racial equity through investments in housing, early childhood education, and more. Make an impact today and for generations to come at GreaterMilwaukeeFoundation.org/campaign. Together, we can build a Milwaukee for all.
Sandy Max of WTMJ here. 'Tis the season of specials, and all through the night there are concerts and specials to my great delight. From Andrea Bocelli and John McGivern, too. Milwaukee PBS has specials for just me and you. So check out the specials and then watch them twice, because Milwaukee PBS is really quite nice.
Enjoy the seasonal classic, John McGivern's Home for the Holidays. Plus, John will be live in the Milwaukee PBS studios. Tonight, starting at 7 on Channel 10, Milwaukee PBS.
WTMJ Now.
Thanks for tuning in on this Thursday edition, December 7th. Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, also 2 months from the attack in Israel by Hamas. From the Old National Bank talk and text line, fantastic call with the Rabbi, Steve, wondering why we all can't respect one another's differences like you and the Rabbi just did, wishing one another happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas. Unfortunately, people are being brought up as we speak to hate Jews and want to eliminate them from the earth. Unfortunately, it is also the goals of Jews toward Hamas, but one side is good and the other is evil due to ideology. Look, there's a lot wrapped into the conflict in the Middle East. It's historical. It's faith-based. Me sitting here on a microphone in Milwaukee is not going to solve that problem. I'm just trying to highlight some of the issues and concerns that I have about what I see in our own country as related to that. Somebody asked me, why should I care about Israel living in Wisconsin? The reason you should care is they're an ally of ours. This idea that, and I have friends that are like this. I never leave Wisconsin. I don't care what happens in the rest of the world. Yeah, it should. Because what happens in the rest of the world can impact you. And frankly, traveling and seeing the rest of the world enriches your life in ways you'll probably realize once you get there. That's why it matters. Mike joins us from Heartland. Hey, Mike.
Hey, I didn't catch all the conversation you had with the Pearl Harbor. I got in a little late, but I guess my question is, right now there's a push from the United States and other countries for Israel to follow the rules of war and to be concerned about citizen casualties. And part of my question is nobody says that to Hamas or Hezbollah, and that's all they attack. My other thing is, to the person that doesn't care what happens to Israel, well, if Hamas or Hezbollah or Iran or whoever actually goes in and destroys Israel, the United States is next. We're their next target. So it does mean something. So I'll hang up. I'll listen to your answer, and I appreciate you taking my call.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And I think Mike makes several great points. The reason it matters is there are American hostages still held by Hamas. Should we not be vested in getting those hostages released? And if they want to remain in Israel, back in their state of Israel, or in some cases back to the United States, of course we should. And he's exactly right on the point about different standards. So Israel is attacked in the most gruesome fashion, their 9/11, as they call it. And the expectation is they're the aggressor because they're defending themselves. They're making sure that this doesn't happen again. When I'm pretty sure if those terrorists didn't invade Israel on October 7th, 2 months ago, Israel wouldn't be at war in Gaza at this moment. So whose fault is it? And of course, it's the fault of terrorists. And the reason we involve ourselves, and should, my opinion, as I don't want the rest of the world run by terrorist organizations, which is a serious problem and concern that we should all share, whether you feel safe in Wisconsin or not. Isolationism as a policy is a bad idea. And it never works. And in the world of incredible defensive technologies, missiles that can go anywhere without detection, instantaneous communication, and the ability by one person to, for lack of a better term, blow up a smart bomb in a U.S. city, I'm going to be concerned about what happens to the rest of the world, and you should be too. All right, after the break, lots more to get to, including that's what Steve said. You don't have to call right now. We'll get your calls after the top. But if you want to, 855-616-1620, chance to win a $30 Mine Shaft gift card. Great downtown Hartford location. That'll be coming up, 855-616-1620. 5 questions that could change your life after this.
More of WTMJ now after this.
The Bucks a dominant showing to punch their ticket to the semifinals of this in-season tournament.
The Bucks look to advance to the NBA Cup Championship with a win over the Indiana Pacers.
Gonna latch up a three, and he hits another one for good measure.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 3:30.
Lobs up to Giannis, who sends it down with a two-hand jam on another alley-oop.
We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Sin City, here we come.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Our production department really kicked it into gear this season, and we finished before we thought we would. And we'd like to keep our people working until the snow flies, so we're going to offer a discount. Now, a lot of discounts you hear about, they're just off an already inflated rate that ends up right in the same slot as everybody else. In this case, because we're past our break-even point, we can offer a real discount. And here it is. We can afford to take 10% off your roofing project if you call and sign up before the end of the year. If we can't get to it because the weather turns south on us, we'll still hold your price for next year. And this isn't some fugazi discount. It's 10% off what our pricing would normally be. It's for roofs only, and it expires at the end of the year. So take advantage of a nice discount on top quality workmanship from good people who care. We're Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
With Social Security, the longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team of advisors at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help you decide on the best decision for you and your situation. You spent decades paying in, optimize what comes out. Our experienced team can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. I'd love to get you our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides such as the Social Security decision. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
The Christmas holiday shopping season is on. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Let me make it easy for you. I'm a huge Mine Shaft restaurant fan. It's been family owned for over 46 years. It's super affordable and super fun. The perfect holiday gift is a Mine Shaft gift card because everyone loves a delicious and affordable breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And check this out. Buy a $100 gift card this week, get a $20 gift card free. Buy $250, get $50 free. Purchase Mine Shaft gift cards for your loyal employees and clients. They're going to love it. Book your holiday company party, office party, or family get-together in the Mine Shaft's free party rooms. They'll create a menu and party to fit your budget. The huge game room adds a ton of fun for your kids and, I must say, for the adults. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh right off the interstate. Buy a $100 gift card, get 20 free. Book your holiday party and order your gift cards at MineShaftRestaurant.com. Stop this week. Just walk in. It's the amazing Mine Shaft.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The Bucks are in Vegas, and they are destined to win big.
Lillard catch and shoot three, and he drills it from the left side.
The in-season tournament semifinals against the Indiana Pacers begins today with our Bucks Radio Network coverage at 3:30 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 11 o'clock, 46 degrees, the high today 50 and sunny from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. I'm Eric Bilstead. 2 Milwaukee police officers now on administrative leave today following what they are calling a critical incident on the city's northwest side. 2 suspects in the hospital, including one with critical injuries after officers fired shots following a chase of a stolen vehicle. This ended on the north side near 51st in Hampton early this morning. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman.
Early information indicates that one of the suspects was carrying a visible firearm and refused to drop the weapon despite multiple verbal commands from the police.
Chief did not specify if the suspects threatened the officers during that chase that led to those shots being fired. Waukesha police can assist the MPD in investigating that incident. The presidents of several Ivy League universities facing major criticism over how they answered questions about anti-Semitism during a hearing On Capitol Hill, ABC's Selena Wong.
3 university presidents under fire after a contentious House hearing about anti-Semitism on college campuses. All 3 leaders instead giving careful responses about circumstances and conduct. Some Jewish students say the hearing has already shown how little universities are doing to make them feel safe.
Nothing has been done. Literally nothing has been done.
Do you feel safe on campus right now?
No. Absolutely not.
As the U.S. sees a rise in hate crimes across the country.
The president of the Milwaukee JCC, Mark Shapiro, on Wisconsin's Morning News today, questioning why there was issues speaking against anti-Semitism.
I don't know why the leaders of our most prestigious higher education, of all people, can't just say it. It's hate. You cannot allow people to use words like genocide.
Meanwhile, the first night of Hanukkah is tonight, and Shapiro says this year it has a lot of meaning. It's about perseverance.
That's the part that is, I think, most important about rededicating a commitment to the values of life, the values of caring about each other, and that's what Hanukkah's at its core about.
With hundreds of millions of dollars of funding unlocked now, work set to begin on the ambitious projects at American Family Field.
Winterization of the ballpark, something Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce President Tim Sheehy tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News will result in major benefits.
It's a way to draw more fans into the experiences there. It generates more revenue and it generates more tax dollars.
The $25 million project isn't expected to begin construction until next offseason, but Sheehy says once it's done, you could see basketball at the ballpark.
You don't want it to be cold in there when you're doing it, either playing or watching. So this is part of what allows American Family Field to be used for that kind of a venue.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
A marching band from Auburndale, Wisconsin, taking part in a solemn ceremony today, the 82nd anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attacks. The band's going to march in Honolulu playing On Wisconsin and Emblems of America. Student Liliana Gruby tells WAOW-TV in Wausau the group's been gaining new perspective on the attack, which continues to live in infamy.
I felt sorrow, like I could feel the deepness and the amount of pain that people went through. And it was just such a strong feeling of knowing that this is what it took to get us to where we are today.
Auburndale band, one of more than 100 groups in this year's parade in Hawaii. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. So far, so good. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 36 to 36,090. The Nasdaq is up 174 to 14,321. And the S&P is up 32 to 4582. The Annex Wealth Management Year-End Tax Planning Guide is here. Download yours at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Sided and limited. WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi for Omaha Steaks and omahasteaks.com. You want to be the person everyone says, oh my goodness, gives the best gifts. How about this one? The gift of Omaha Steaks. Send it to a friend, family member. I've done this. You'll never forget their smile when the next time you see them, they say, oh my goodness, that was amazing. It's a favorite memory. Omaha Steaks is perfect for the holidays. The holidays are here. Take the guesswork out of that shopping. Go to omahasteaks.com, save 50% off site-wide. Plus, use our promo code WTMJ, get an additional $30 off your order. Juicy butcher's cut filet mignons, gourmet jumbo franks, even easy to prepare meals that are ready in a flash. With Omaha Steaks, the possibilities are endless. Offer won't last long. We're ready to ship your order right away, so shop early, beat the shopping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code WTMJ, $30 off your order. A gift from the heart. Visit omahasteaks.com, enter the promo code WTMJ, get an extra $30 off your order. Make your holiday. Minimum order may be required.
This holiday season, give the gift of a delicious experience to your family, colleagues, and clients with Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Board a bus and let our tour guides show you some of Santa's favorites on our Christmas Bakery Bus Tour. It's an action-packed 3-hour tour complete with stops at 5 bakeries in your choice of Milwaukee or Chicago. Whether they've been naughty or nice, everyone walks away with cookies and memories together. Book your Christmas Bakery Bus Tour for your office or family online at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
Set your independence in motion. It starts with PACE at Community Care. The program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, also known as PACE, offers complete medical and long-term care services. A team of dedicated healthcare professionals coordinates all aspects of care to support independent living as long as possible. Learn more about a community that cares. Visit joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE. That's joinpacewi.com or call 833 900 PACE.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
The bright lights of the Sin City are officially upon our Milwaukee Bucks. The NBA in-season tournament semifinal round is set to take place later today as Milwaukee gets set to face off with Indiana for a trip to the championship round. Tip-off between the Bucks and Pacers is set for 4 p.m. today. From the NBA to college hoops, after a tough loss last weekend, the Marquette Golden Eagles bounced back in a big way Wednesday night, knocking off number 12 ranked Texas by a final score of 86-65.
Kolek in the corner. He's going to try a three. You got it. Oh, baby, listen to that crowd. They've been wanting to scream. They got a chance.
With the win, the Golden Eagles now improved to 7-2 on their season. Meanwhile, the UWM Panthers lost to the St. Thomas Tommies by a final score of 75-71. And lastly, the number 3 ranked Wisconsin Badgers women's volleyball team gets set to host number 14th ranked Penn State tonight for the NCAA Regionals for the second straight year. That match is set for 7 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving time saver traffic. 94 eastbound looking good right now. Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown is clear. It's about a 17 or 18 minute ride. 4145 south, no problem from Highway Q to the zoo. 43 southbound, Brondie Road into the city is looking good there through the road work in that stretch. And 94 northbound from Layton into downtown is on time.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy a $100 gift card from the amazing Mineshaft restaurant. Get a $20 gift card free. Boy, is that easy. Order online at mineshaftrestaurant.com.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, a high of 50 degrees today. Tonight, partly cloudy, still mild tonight, a low of 41. Friday, a little bit more clouds tomorrow. The high is 55. Saturday, rain likely, still a high of 50 on Saturday. Sunday, cloudy, flurries are possible, a high of 36. Monday, sunny, and a high of 38. Right now in Milwaukee, 46 degrees. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
It's WTMJ Now. News, opinions, Wisconsin. Everything you need to know in the Badger State and beyond. Here's your host, Steve Scaffidi.
And good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you, December 7th. We'll get to the big Christmas tree controversy story that I talked with Eric Bilstead and Vince Vitrano about earlier. I have my thoughts, and I'm sure you do as well. So we'll get to that in a bit. But always at the 11 o'clock hour, we start with the That's What Steve Said, sort of a pseudo game show, fun way to win a $30 gift card from the Mineshaft restaurant. And, of course, Thursday's 2 for 1. Not 2 for 1. Buy one, get one. I don't want to put them out of business. Buy one, get one pizza deal. And that you could have 5 and 5 if you are so inclined. So I asked for callers, 855-616-1620. I have one. I need another caller, 855-616-1620 to play the competition today. And I see we have Catherine calling from Glendale. And producer Charlie's getting the second caller all lined up. All right, so... Did we just lose Catherine? I don't think he's talking to her. So today's questions, as we wait for our callers. Rich from Greenfield, I see, is teed up. All right, so they're going to be about Donald Trump. That's ammo for all you people who say I talk about Donald Trump too much. I even have some iron environmentalist talk. I spent not too much time talking about this week. Fake electors made it in, and a couple Packers questions. So if you know your Packers... and you listen to the show, Catherine has gone. Now we have Tom and Rich. So let's meet our contestants for That's What Steve Said, Thursday edition. Right now, Tom from Fort Atkinson, welcome.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
I am good on this Thursday. Tell me about Tom from Fort Atkinson in about 30 seconds or less.
Well, just a project manager on the road doing some stuff, enjoying the holiday season as it's warm, as you said, 50 degrees. Yeah, not much else to say.
All right, buddy. So hang on the line. Rich from Greenfield is going to jump into the game. Hey, Rich.
Hello.
How you doing on this Thursday, Rich?
I'm just going to the Weir Nature Center for a walk.
Very, very nice. And how would you describe, since I haven't been outside since like 7 o'clock, how would you describe today's conditions in southeastern Wisconsin?
Fantastic for December.
I love that. I will be outside myself this afternoon doing a construction project. All right. Tom from Fort Atkinson, Rich from Greenfield. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, 5 questions to be exact, with 3 possible answers. Only one is correct. Tom, by lineups on the phone, is going to be first. 3 possible answers, only one is correct. Give me your best choice. And at the end of it, we'll see who is going to win the $30 Mine Shaft gift card. Everybody all square on the rules?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Tom, first question. Let me get to question number 1 as I scroll up. There we go. Former President Donald Trump made it into the show this week. I know, right? I barely talk about the guy. But what did I say? A, some Republicans like to ignore all the noise because they like the policy, which is the lamest thing to say. B, whenever I mention the name Donald Trump, I get an email that says Trump 2024. Or C, I could go a month without saying his name on the show, but the first mention brings out all the conspiracy theorists. All right, Tom from Fort Atkinson, what's the right answer?
A.
Tom says A. Rich, what say you?
The letter C.
Letter C. All right, let's hear, Producer Charlie, what I said. If Donald Trump was a Democrat and the supporters of the Democratic version of Donald Trump did all the things the supporters of the Republican version of Donald Trump, you think it'd be as publicized, ignored, I should say. Like some Republicans want to ignore all the noise because they like the policy, which is the lamest thing you could ever say. You get the full package. You don't just get the policy. All right, Tom, well done. You were up first, and you nailed it, so you are up 1-0 on Rich from Greenfield. Rich, question number 2. It's not kind of a fun one. If you listen to the show this week, you heard me say this. I said it last week, too, or 2 weeks ago. I spent a few minutes talking about environmentalists this week, mainly just for my own amusements. What was my gripe this week? A, I'm not sure all the trees have to be hugged that much. B, keep your dirty, stinking hands off my steak. Or C, meat eaters are nice people. I'm not sure if vegans are that nice, to be honest. What did I say, Rich from Greenfield?
I would say B.
Rich says B, keep the dirty, stinking hands off my steak. What do you say, Tom?
I'm going to agree. Go with B.
Oh, you gentlemen are smart. Here's what I said. Keep your dirty, stinking hands off my steak. We're not changing our habits. We're not going to do that. So you can crow all you want about we're ruining the environment. Hell, half the things you do ruin the environment. And I love these environmentalists who are traveling around the world in private planes as if they're exempt from the same standards they expect the rest of us to follow. There's a lot of hypocrisy in the world. Oh, indeed there is. All right, gentlemen, Tom, 2-0. Rich, 1-1, so one answer correct, which brings us to Tom picking first on question number 3. Fake electors story. What did I say about the breaking news yesterday that there was a settlement in that Wisconsin fake electors case? A, there are consequences to lying. There's consequences to behavior that is counterproductive to the democracy that we hold so dear in this country. B, I'm sure they thought they were doing the right thing. The problem is they were wrong. Or C, I think a lot of these fake electors still think Donald Trump is president, which is sad. What's the right answer, Tom?
I'm going to go with C.
Tom says C. Rich, what do you think?
B.
Rich says B. Here's what I said. These fake electors, there are other things that you could be charged with. This was one settlement, one case. I don't care if you don't like it. There's consequences to lying. There's consequences to behavior that is counterproductive to the democracy that we hold so dear in this country. The biggest question for me, will they learn from these mistakes? All right, neither of you got that one right. So right now, Tom is still up 2-1 over Rich. Rich, you're first up on question number 4. Last 2 questions, Packers related. All right, Rich, as you know, I was at the Packers game on Sunday night at Lambeau Field. A big win over the Chiefs. Great win. What story did I tell about my experience? And this is a kind of a detailed one, but it was something I talked about right away on Monday morning. A, I'm pretty sure I inhaled a Lambeau Field bratwurst in 2 bites at halftime. B, I think most of the fans that were more interested in seeing how many beers they could drink than trying to find Taylor Swift. Or C, there were 2 guys waiting in line in front of us at Lambeau. They were already drunk 2 hours before the game. Rich, what did I say on Monday about the Packers?
C.
Rich says C. Tom?
Yeah, I'm going to go with C as well.
Oh, indeed. These gentlemen are smart. Here it is. There were 2 guys in front of us in line waiting to get into Lambeau Field. They were already drunk 2 hours before the game, arguing about the dumbest thing. I actually almost, but I thought this is an invasion of privacy. I was going to record the conversation and play it on the show. I actually wanted to interject and say, why don't you just have fun at the game? But I thought I might get punched. I came this close to recording that. I should have played it on the show. You guys got a big kick out of it. All right, so Tom, 3 up. Or actually 3 right. Rich, 2 rights. Tom, you're first up on question number 5. Also, Packers related. Rich, you can catch up if Tom's wrong and you're right, but let's see what happens here on the all-important final question of That's What Steve Said. Speaking of the Green Bay Packers, I spent a little time on Monday talking about the post-game coverage of the big win on Sunday night against the Chiefs. What did I say? 3 possible answers, only 1 is correct. Listen carefully. A, I heard the word Super Bowl mentioned. Now, this is not a Super Bowl team, I don't think. B, frankly, I heard a lot of fans who sounded like they spent more time in the beer line than watching the game. Or C, whatever you think about this team, it's probably wrong. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Everybody's wrong, even the experts. What's the right answer, Tom?
I'm going with C.
Tom says C. Rich, a bit of advice. You probably don't want to pick the same one.
With C.
Okay.
C.
All right, you pick C. Here's what I said. I heard the word Super Bowl mentioned. Now, this is not a Super Bowl team, I don't think. And you talk about getting out in front of your skis. That's really far out in front of your skis. And when you do that, you're going to get in some trouble. You're going to flip over, head over tails, and probably break your kneecaps and other things going down a frozen ski hill. So don't do that.
Playoffs?
I went rather dark at the end of that one. All right, that means Tom wins 3-2 over Rich. Thanks, Rich. Thanks for playing. That's what Steve said. Rich.
Have a great day.
All right, buddy. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Tom, you are a winner of a very, very nice $30 gift card from the Mind Chef restaurant. You live in Fort Atkinson, so not too far away. Beautiful downtown Hartford. How you feeling right now?
I feel great. My kids will love it.
All right. Enjoy that. And if I haven't said it already, have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas and all to your family during this great holiday season. Thanks for playing. That's what Steve said, Tom. Stay on the line.
You as well. Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. Stay on the line. Yes. All right. So that's what Steve said for this Thursday. Thanks to the Mind Chef restaurant. If you have not been there, by the way, people always ask me about this. Go try it. Amazing. One of the best restaurants in Wisconsin. McCure says it. I say it. Amazing. And their buy one, get one pizza offer on Thursdays. Amazing. And now Tom can take advantage of that. Could be you next time, every Thursday, to open the 11 o'clock hour right here on WTMJ Now. A quick break on the program that you are listening to on the biggest stick in the state. That would be WTMJ.
More of WTMJ Now after this. Once the final whistle blows, Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia is on the air.
Let's go, baby!
Recap every Bucks game, win or lose with Bucks Talk. Get the highlights, analysis, and preview the next matchup for the Bucks on their conquest for another championship.
What you essentially saw was Giannis saying, look, we're still figuring this out. In the meantime, we got to win. I'm just going to take over.
It's Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia, only here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 10 to 12 count or 10 to 12 ounce selected varieties Folgers or Dunkin' Donuts coffee, $6.99. 18 to 80 count selected varieties Hefty trash bags, $7.99. 23.6 to 36 ounce selected varieties Edwards cream pies, $5.99. 5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Sargento shredded cheese, 2 for $6.
Look at those brats. You do tailgating right. Absolutely. Did you see the spread out there? You've got enough food to feed the entire lot. I'm splurging now and then hoping to win $700 in free groceries. $700? Yeah, it's all part of the 70th anniversary at Century Foods. No kidding. Next week, I'll do the shopping. Maybe I'll score $700 in groceries. All you need is the weekly code. It's on Century's Facebook or Instagram. Oh, I just remembered. I'll be out of town next week. Yeah, right, cheapskate.
Ends January 3rd.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
It's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel, and this holiday season, I've got a magical idea for you. Why not give the gift of Disney magic? It's the perfect way to unwrap memories, adventure, and joy, and make Disney dreams come true this year. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to speak with our dream team. We're here to make your holiday wishes come true. Happy holidays from all of us at Fox World Travel, where dreams truly begin. Call us at 866-GO-FOX-GO.
WTMJ Now.
Oh, I love this one. I'm going to let it play for a while. Enjoy. Celebrating the Christmas holidays with yours truly, Steve. WTMJ Now. Are you shopping? Are you having a cup of Joe? Or having an overpriced Frappuccino at one of our local coffee vendors? Getting in the holiday spirit as you decide what you're going to buy your crazy Uncle Al. Oh, man, it ended. I wasn't ready for that to end. Longer version next time. All right. Speaking of Christmas trees. You heard the guys, those crazy guys on Wisconsin's wacky morning news talking about this story. Milwaukeeans no longer able, apparently, to leave their Christmas trees at the curb after they celebrate the Christmas holiday. Department of Public Works has now said that no longer going to pick them up. They said this in a story that I'm citing from the Journal Sentinel, written by Allison Durr. Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, better known as the DNR, recently revisited its long-standing interpretation that previously deemed Christmas trees as a household decoration. Seems to qualify, but I'll go on. Instead, the DNR has clarified that it now considers holiday trees to be yard waste and thus subject to the state's yard waste landfill ban. Communities are expected to manage them accordingly. Okay, so a couple things happening here. I agree, we don't want Christmas trees in the landfills. They should be recycled. But cities should still pick them up. Now, households have the opportunity to take their own trees to their own recycling centers. We can do that in Oak Creek. But not everybody has a truck or an easy way to do that. Not everybody has a car, to be honest. I mean, it's a small number, but I'm sure those people that don't have cars also in some cases have Christmas trees. So when I see a story like this, this is an example of what I've talked about, where cities large and small have to think through these things. So for whatever reason, the DNR changed their policy. Milwaukee electeds, local leaders, then have to react to that. Not enough. Well, we're mad. We're not going to do it anymore. We're just going to let Christmas trees pile up. You know. So what's going to happen? You would drive down a street post Christmas, and there's going to be Christmas trees everywhere, probably stacked in piles. You know what's a big fire danger, by the way? Ask any public safety professional who works in fire safety. One tree is a nightmare. You have 6 trees or a dozen trees stacked up together, which is what's going to happen if you don't pick them up. That is a disaster waiting to happen. Now, aldermen in Milwaukee have made the comment, well, we don't have the budget for this. You know what? Every city that I know has a rainy day fund, emergency fund, whatever you want to call it. The classic example is you have a bad storm that hits your community. You got your guys out there trimming trees in some cases. You got them hauling away branches, big branches on the roadways. That's not part of your everyday budget, but you react to the realities of the situation. That's what needs to happen here. And I know Eric and Vince had a lot of fun with me talking about mulching leaves, which is what you should do with leaves, by the way, instead of piling them in the street, which creates a nightmare, even though you don't want to admit it. Actually adds a lot of expense. And frankly, if you didn't spend all the money on picking leaves up, which could be easily mulched, you'd have plenty of money to pick Christmas trees up, which is the right answer. They don't belong in landfills. They should be recycled into mulch in a recycling center that every city is now required to have. 855-616-1620. Where are you on the Christmas tree debates? I say, of course you have to pick them up. It's not a hard question. Now, will this make more people get artificial trees? Perhaps. And that's good for the economy. But, you know, for those folks who grow Christmas trees, buying real trees is also great for our economy. and mainly, since they're not grown around here that much, little south, little west, but mainly up north. It's great for the rural areas of the state. What do you think? 855-616-1620. The great Christmas tree debates. Where do you stand? The text line is open, wide open, 855-616-1620. We will hear what you have to say after this.
It's WTMJ Now.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. At Creative Planning, we offer full-service, comprehensive wealth management services through our in-house team of wealth managers, accountants, and attorneys to integrate all aspects of your financial life. Get all the expertise, all the advice you need, all in-house. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
Your love isn't confined to an advent calendar. It doesn't stop when the Christmas lights come down. With the Salvation Army, your love lasts all year long. It puts a present under someone's tree today and a roof over someone's head tomorrow. It brightens Christmas morning and the hardest nights for hardworking families. Together, we can love beyond Christmas. Donate today to support local families all year long at samilwaukee.org.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
Get the gift of savings Friday through Sunday, in-store only during Fleet Fest at Fleet Farm. Get a $10 gift card when you buy $50 in toys for the kids. Take an extra 20% off all varieties of wild bird food. And save $10 instantly on any $75 purchase for a limited time only with our seasonal savings coupon. Shop in-store this Friday through Sunday for even more Fleet Fest deals at Fleet Farm, where we have everything you need for everyone on your list.
WTMJ Now.
Oh, disco celebration of Christmas. Love it. Happy Thursday. How many days do we have left of Christmas? The 7th from 25. What is it, 18 days left? Is that? Are you cranking through those advent calendars? Are your kids excitedly opening up each day? I grew up with that reality. That's the fun, one of the fun ways to celebrate Christmas. All right. Scott from Fond du Lac has taken me up on the great Christmas tree debate. What do they do in Fond du Lac, Scott?
There's a site owned by the Municipal Service Center that you can drop them off, and then the city has a spot where they just haul them away, and then they have them ground up. And
Yep. That's probably pretty common in every community.
Or not.
Yeah. So what do you think?
They used to do I think it works okay. I mean, most people have a way to get it to their house, so I'm thinking they have a way to get it out of their house.
Let me play devil's advocate here. So when you buy a Christmas tree, it's fresh usually, it's sort of fresh. It's not leaks. It's not needles falling off all the time. If you've used a tree in your house that's real for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, at the end of that process, it's a dried out husk of a tree with needles falling all over the place. Do you really want to drag that into your nice SUV or your little Volkswagen?
I think there's options. I mean.
So you're not concerned, Scott. You're like, we'll figure out. You got it. Thanks for the call, Scott. You got it to your house. You're good. I'm not saying that's not a smart take. Frankly, I didn't think of it, but it does make sense. Jack from Caledonia, long time no hear from. Jack, how are you?
Steve, how are you? Happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Now, as far as the tree's concerned, I've always found out that when the government changes their policies, there's always room for somebody to make some money.
Yes.
So they could actually charge homeowners like $5 or $3, whatever the cost would be to come and, take their tree from their front yard and mulch, drive around a little mulcher thing and be done with it.
Where's my caller of the day, Bell? Jack, that is brilliant. From adversity, we've created opportunity, yes, for small business people to make money.
I am a problem solver.
Thank you, sir. Have a great holiday season, Jack calling from Caledonia. You problem solved it for us. How about this? Some enterprising teenagers who have their driver's license, chances are pretty good that their dad or them, in the new world reality we live in, has a pickup truck. You drive around the neighborhood, as Jack just said, you get them, and then you haul them to a recycling center, and you charge them money, about $3 to $5. Like I did when I was a kid. I shoveled driveways, sidewalks. I had a lot of walking around cash in my teen years because I did that. Just a thought. Thank you, Jack. John from the south side of Milwaukee, I'm assuming. Hey, John.
Yeah. Hi, Steve. Yeah, I'm just going to, instead of polluting the atmosphere with my emissions from my car, I'm just going to chop it up, take about 5 minutes, chop it up, and put it in my legal burn pit.
There you go.
It'll be gone in no time.
Yeah,
half an hour. Nice smell. Yeah, it smells great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my public safety fire professionals would advise everyone to not try to burn the whole tree at one time.
Oh no! That's what I say. Chop it all up.
Yeah,
in smaller pieces.
And it does smell good. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it does. It's great.
All right, John. Have a great holiday season. Text line. There's always wisdom on a text line, and frankly, I've missed it over the last 4 days or whatever it's been. Thank God it's back. This is from the 414, right off the presses. Just talked to Alderwoman Dmitrievich, District 14. She said she agrees with us that trees should be picked up. Is this one of the few times I agree with Alderwoman Dmitrievich? I might be. Also said they are having a meeting on Monday to discuss this issue from what she's... Yeah, it's a big public meeting. She said all the older men agree they should pick up the trees. It's not the end of the world. I said they should pick them up. I'm agreeing with her. We don't agree on a lot of things. From the 920, the best thing to do with the Christmas tree is to let it dry out until June, July, and then throw it in your bonfires for a spectacular sight. But you got to look at it all that time. You want to chafe me? Is sticking your Christmas tree out on your lawn and then leaving it sit there until June and July. No. You've heard me talk about this. In the old If Steve Ruled the World days, not a fan. It's not just your yard. I know you own the yard and you have rights and all that stuff. Not saying you don't. But we all have to look at your yard. That's why landscaping matters. That's why cleaning up your yard matters. That's why parking a camper in your front yard is not a good look for you or your neighbors. Rules matter. Appearances matter. Remember I was talking to the elected officials last week about experiences and how things look? The best way to spend little money but improve the profile of your community, pick up your garbage, cut your weeds, cut your grass. That's it. Simple formula. Yet so many fail to do it every day of the week, all throughout the year. We'll take another break here. The great Christmas tree controversy. Milwaukee saying, we don't want to pick these trees up. Big meeting, as we heard, Common Council on Monday. Alder men and women debating the great tree story. What do you think? 855-616-1620. We'll continue on WTMJ Now.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit. And make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you can't get a good night's sleep, let me ask you,
Are you breathing well? Because if you're snoring or waking up each night with a stuffed up nose, or frustrated with your CPAP mask, the root of your sleep problem lies in your breathing triangle. And if any one of those passages isn't working, you won't sleep well. And there's no mattress, pill, or other gimmick that can fix that. I'm Dr. Madan Kiandula. A recipe for a good night's sleep starts with an open airway. Now, there are devices that can help solve snoring or sleep apnea problems. If you walk into a sleep center, know you'll walk out with a CPAP. And you might find other options elsewhere. But the simple truth is, if your nose doesn't work properly, no device will help. Only at Advent will you find every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution, along with a world-class team that can get your nose working properly again.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
It's WTMJ Now.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah to celebrate, which starts tonight, runs through the 15th. We had Rabbi Jacob Herber, my friend who now lives in Seattle, formerly from the Milwaukee area, joined us earlier in the show. And you can find that interview on our podcast page at WTMJ.com, as well as the entire shows and select features and other interviews that you either missed or want to hear again. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Chuck from Brookfield. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas to you.
All right, thank you. Right back at you. What do you think? War on Christmas?
So it's a war on Christmas. That's what I think. You know, it's just another way to wage war on Christmas and Christianity in general.
Why do you think that?
Why do I think that? Why would they come up with something so inane like this as, we're not going to pick up your Christmas trees anymore and we're going to recategorize Christmas trees?
Well, the argument that the DNR is making is, we don't want the trees in our landfill. We'd rather have you mulch them up, which I get. That's the argument they're providing.
Sure, so have a city truck drive around and mulch them as they go.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I don't know if it's a full-out war on Christmas, but I appreciate the call, Chuck. Todd from the Fox Valley, beautiful Fox Valley in Wisconsin. Hey, Todd.
Hey. Yeah, I agree with Chuck, too. Just each municipality, they probably have their own chipper.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they just go around, pick them up, and chip them up? It's not this time of the year. We all know municipality, there's not a lot going on right now.
No, other than snowstorms, maybe, and that's been relatively unusual for the last couple of years.
If that happens, you just pull off and then go back at them when the snow is done.
That's the great thing about those Christmas trees. They're not going anywhere. They're going to lay there until you come and chip them up. And so they're not like tumbleweeds. They're not going to blow around for the most part.
I think Milwaukee's going to figure it out, and I think that's what they'll probably do.
You know what I think, Todd? I think you're right. I think they will figure it out. Thanks for the phone call. I have a ton of texts on this, but I got to take another quick break. I'll read some of the, there's like literally 50 texts on the Christmas tree story. So I will take a break, and then we'll come back to your great text, your wisdom, your unbelievable forward-thinking vision of what we need to do with Christmas trees after we're done with them. All of that next.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
Kessler's has the perfect Christmas gifts for under $115.
Number 1, the Time and Eternity Diamond Pendant empowers you to accomplish the impossible together.
Love has a magnificent, magical kind of energy.
Now imagine that energy. That magical energy of love.
Captured in a pendant for time and eternity.
It's a symbol that says the two of you will always be connected. Number 2, this Christmas is your chance to own a moon and back diamond pendant.
A perfect Valentine's heart cupped inside a crescent moon with the engraved message, I love you to the moon and back.
And Kessler's price of just $48 will send you to the moon with joy. Number 3,
the life we share is an important diamond pendant that speaks of all the wonderful things that exist because the two of you came together.
3 perfect Christmas gifts for under $115 from one perfect store.
Find the Kessler's Diamonds nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Doesn't it seem like you never have anything to wear? That's why I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores.
Whether it's a designer top, jeans, an adorable skirt, or cute accessories, I always seem to find something I like. And at prices I love. Gently used women's clothing and accessories for far less than you thought possible. At St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Gruber Law Offices and other business owners help local startups get on their feet on Project Pitch It. Watch it Saturday nights at 10:35 on WISN 12. One call, that's all.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Our production department really kicked it into gear this season, and we finished before we thought we would. And we'd like to keep our people working until the snow flies, so we're going to offer a discount. Now, a lot of discounts you hear about, they're just off an already inflated rate that ends up right in the same slot as everybody else. In this case, because we're past our break-even point, we can offer a real discount. And here it is. We can afford to take 10% off your roofing project if you call and sign up before the end of the year. If we can't get to it because the weather turns south on us, we'll still hold your price for next year. And this isn't some fugazi discount. It's 10% off what our pricing would normally be. It's for roofs only, and it expires at the end of the year. So take advantage of a nice discount on top quality workmanship from good people who care. We're Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
WTMJ Now.
Welcome back, everybody. Jack from Caledonia was on it today, and I missed the opportunity at the time, but this is for Jack from Caledonia. Yes, brilliant idea. Not only taking care of the tree problem, but you're creating an opportunity for some young men or women to make a little cash on the side, $3 to $5, come and haul your tree off for you. So get that pickup truck ready to go. Now, there's wisdom and there's wisdom. Now, I was not aware of this. But I got this text from the 920. Lake Winnebago fishing clubs use old Christmas trees. Another way people are repurposing trees is for safety. Like local fishing clubs, like Otter Street and Oshkosh, are using recycled Christmas trees as markers on lakes. A tree is set up every 8th mile on the lake and pointed towards the shore, serving as the original GPS for ice fishermen. 3 trees are 3 miles, 4 trees are 4 miles, on and on. We mark trees across the road, all the way across the lake as we mark it. If you see a tree standing up, pretty much tells you it's safe, and we drill them in. We lead them towards shore. If you come across a Christmas tree that's standing up and you're lost, you know which way the shore is. That's from Don Herman, the owner of, and I don't have the name, but it's Ice and Dive Services. Probably the folks up there know who Don Herman is. But thank you, Don. That's some wisdom. Where's the ding for Don? There we go. New feature on the program, the ding. The all-important ding. Doesn't have to be just about Christmas trees. Let's see. Somebody asked about the Pine River giveaway. That's tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll be doing that live from Capco, celebrating Capco's Kids to Kids Christmas tomorrow. Live show remote. And oh, by the way, Bill and Joe, Makasha and Zapecki, that is, will join us live from that event. In the city of Wauwatosa, Tosa, as they say, they should take all the trees and put them on somebody's front lawn. I don't know the name off the top of my head, so I don't want to say the name. Apparently, they're mad at this person in Tosa. Let's see. After you finish the MAGA Can't Trust list, which I got to get that out. I'm going to save it for Monday because I'll have the weekend to work on it. You start the conservative war on list. I'm a decorated veteran of the war on Christmas, and I'm tired of all the stolen valor. All right, absolutely. Bleep the war on Christmas, no such thing. From the 262, I was surprised they were not already mulching the trees collected until they announced where the additional drop-off locations will be. No time to get upset about dropping off. If you can get it home, you should be able to get it to a drop-off. Yeah, it's a mess, though, right? Just a pain in the old butt. Also have an update on the Scaffidi household Christmas tree situation. So I actually had a question 2 weeks ago, and that's what Steve said. The right answer at the time was 7 Christmas trees. We're now fully displaying 8 decorated Christmas trees at the old casa. And oh, by the way, the former producer of this program and big-time sports guy Brandon Snide has double-digit Christmas trees in his house. How does that work? Where do you get all the ornaments for that? That's insane. Now, I love the celebration of the holiday, but wow. Now, I've told you, and my wife insists I tell this story again. So what she does, she has 6-foot-high trees for the most part, artificial. She leaves the ornaments on. We together take saran wrap, and we wrap the trees tightly, and then we can carry the tree downstairs into our additional basement. We put it on when we added to the house not too long ago. And I walk down there year-round, and it's a forest of saran-wrap Christmas trees. It's a wonderful reminder of the holiday that's coming. It's beautiful. That's a direct practice of my beautiful wife, Kathy, and how she deals with the reality of not wanting to hang ornaments for like 2 weeks straight with now 8 Christmas trees. Somebody says on the text line, call Sean Wendt. He will know what to do. Sean would know what to do because he's all about getting things done, just like Jack from Caledonia. Throw the Christmas trees in lakes. Not a bad idea. Make sure they're not too close to shore, though. They're great habitat out in the lake. Let's see. Not only do the trees act as markers on Lake Winnebago, when the ice melts, they fall into the lake and become a habitat for fish. So win-win. Yes. Let's see. In Kenosha, for the 40-some years that we've been getting a real tree, we've been able to just take it right down the street to a park. There's multiple sites around the city where they have a snow fence put up in a park. You just put it within the snow fence, and they haul them away. As for the needles in the car, when we buy the tree, you buy a $2 tree bag at the tree lot, you pull it over the tree. Yeah, I mean, that's smart. Common sense. In the old days, used to put it on top of our cars, tie them down. Hopefully, Dad did a good job. Otherwise, you'd find your tree behind you like 2 blocks on the roadway. Not a good thing. Ben joins the conversation from Milwaukee. Hey, Ben.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Real quick.
Good.
So I've been doing this for a few years. I actually take 2 to 3 trees from my neighbor because I just put them on the curb. But you dry them out, and I use them as fire starter for my grill. So you just break a few branches off, and I have a Kamado Joe, kind of like the egg.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for years and years and years. It does no damage to the grill, saves money on fire starter, and I can do my neighbors a favor by getting that tree off of the curb quicker. So,
would you call yourself a problem solver, Ben?
Some days yes, some days more.
How about How about a Christmas tree disposal innovator? We have to have a bell ring for Ben here.
All right, appreciate that.
Where's the bell? There we go, Ben. Congratulations! Have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you, Ben. Calling from, I think you said Milwaukee. Look. On the scale of things that I'm going to spend a lot of time worrying about, not too high. I knew it was a fun topic, which is why I wanted to do it. The city of Milwaukee will figure it out. I'm going to have Mayor Johnson on, I think it's the 18th of the month. So that's a week from Monday, right? If my calendarization of the show is correct. He'll join us, I think it's 9:30. And we'll ask him the Christmas tree question because hopefully it'll still be relevant before the holiday. But look. There's a meeting in Monday, apparently. The Common Council is going to talk about this. They'll figure it out. The DNR's got to do what the DNR's got to do. I'm not going to bash them. I don't want Christmas trees in landfills anyway. They should be mulched, just like all the other yard waste you have. Most communities have these recycling centers. Oak Creek has one. Certainly, I use it all the time. Yard waste, tree trimmings, branch trimmings. You can put all that stuff there, even dirt or sod if you're doing a project in your yard. Whatever it is. Take advantage of that. Don't leave your stuff on the side of the road. Don't drive down the road on the highway and dump it out because people do that, which is frankly upsetting. Think about the long-term implications, right? Enjoy the holiday. Take care of your tree. Don't pile them up in stacks in your neighborhood because you're mad about something. That's a fire hazard, and we don't want the fire folks to be put at risk or the community they serve. So some common sense tree debates as we celebrate this, 18 days till Christmas? Get those calendars, those chocolates await. We'll see what Jeff Wagner's got up his sleeve for what I think is his 7th to last show, the Jeff Wagner Show. Of course, noon to 3 on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
Looking for a fun family activity to get in the holiday spirit? Visit or volunteer for Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive in Grafton on Saturday, December 9th. It's a totally free event. Capco is dedicated to bringing communities together and has collected nearly 300,000 toys through Kids to Kids, and still counting. Join us in WTMJ for a celebration of giving and bring a new unwrapped toy to help children in need this holiday season. Support Kids to Kids. Visit kidstokidstoydrive.com.
Beyond